my friends, this is BobbieD coming to you live from the Philippines. Having an awesome time in the Philippines today. Hope you are as well, wherever you're from. Hey, today, I want to talk to you about 10-year-old mothers in the Philippines. 10-year-old mothers in the Philippines. Yeah, man. 10 years old. For those of you here for the first time, I would say that you would please click on the subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you can continue to see fresh new Philippine videos, motivational videos, and worldwide videos. Thank you for showing up. I appreciate your presence. Today we're going to talk about a very sensitive issue, a very sensitive subject that was raised in the Philippine culture recently. It was in the news, very, very prominent issue that occurred regarding our adolescents and teens. Yeah, and it's a serious issue here, and it's not getting any better, guys. It is not getting any better. I want to bring it out to you so you can know what's going on when you get here. One of the reasons you want to know what's happening with the teenagers and the children here is that you don't be caught up in a bunch of craziness. There's a lot of stuff going on. If you're a foreigner and you're around about a lot of kids, people assume certain things, okay? Excuse me. And you know what happens when you assume, right? So do not hang around kids. I mean, you like kids, like I like kids, but I don't hang out. I can't do it here. Because as soon as they see you around a foreigner, kids around a foreigner, you're a foreign around kid, they assume something. You know what the negative is, right? Negativity is. So it's a lot of things that you need to be aware of. Try to talk about a few of these issues and enlighten you on the issue of the. Okay, thank you. Trying to pick my niece here today. She's got to go out, man. She got to go to the bank. She got to do a couple of errands for us that I actually should be doing, but I got to do the show. So the show must go on, right? So anyway, she's here ready to head out the door. You want to say hi before you leave out the door? She's trying to wave at y'all real quick. Anyway,
what's up?
Okay, you can go now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Mr. D. Bye-bye.
Hello, guys.
All right, this D in the house, y'all.
Ready to go out.
She got to run some errands. Hopefully, if she come back before the show's over, we'll get her back on. Okay? That's it. All right, so let's go ahead and I want to talk to you about a few things that I want to talk to you about yesterday. Not yesterday. I want to talk about the live stream we did yesterday. Man, it's been a busy morning. I've been up since 4 o'clock. 4, baby. 4. I've been hit the floor at 4. You know, didn't shower and everything, and so it's been crazy. But you know what, man? I really like it. Even in all the craziness and all of the hectic situations I have in our life, I enjoy it. Yeah, because it makes me feel exciting. It makes me feel interested in things. I have something to look forward to. So even though I say, "Oh, crazy," it's not really a complaint. It's just a comment. Okay, don't get it twisted, guys. I love what I do, and I do what I love. So I hope you do the same. I hope if you're in the same situation too. If you're not, pray about it. God will put you in a situation. Okay, because for many years I was in a job I didn't care nothing about, man. You know, the job was just, it was like, my tent making profession. You remember the Bible? That was Peter or Paul. He had a tent making profession. That was his side profession, but he was a minister, he was a preacher. But he had to have something to make money, right? So he was a tent maker. So my tent maker profession was a lot of different odd jobs all through my life, man. There was just ends to means to make money, to add family, take care. I had to put food on the table. I had to pay the rent. I had to pay mortgage. I had to buy a car. But those jobs don't define me, man. And your job should not define you either, okay? Because you are special, just like me. God made us all individuals, man. We all have our strengths, we all have our weaknesses, and we all have our desires in life. Find out what your strengths are and move toward that. That's what's going to find you. You find your passion. You find your passion, you find your strength, and you find your goals, your purpose. And I found mine. It's a beautiful time, man. It's a beautiful time when you find your purpose, you find your peace, you find your passion, you find your power, man. The limited power we have, it's all brought out when you find your vision, your purpose, your peace, your passion in life. It all comes together. So I am where I am supposed to be. What about you? Okay. Think about it, man. I'm here to get you to think, man. Just don't do a presentation. That's it. Nah, I care about you, man. You think I'm taking my time to say this stuff? I didn't care about you. You know, I care about people that's coming through life like I did, man. You think I had people like me to help me? Nah, I could count the number of people I had like me to help me on my hand, my finger. You know, coming through life. I'm here to help you, man. And I try to give you every bit of advice, tidbits that I can that I think will be helpful to you. Okay? All right. I don't know how I got off in there. All right, see you later, sweetheart. Be careful out there. Make sure you wear your mask and your shield, okay? Bye-bye. Bye-bye. She gone now. It could be me. The wicked witches can just playing, y'all. I'm being mean. I'm being bad. But the wicked witches gone. I'm just playing, y'all. But I forgot what I was talking about. But yeah, man. Find your whatever your passion is in life, and try to seek it and run after it with everything you got, man. Some of you out there want to be teachers. Some of you out there want to be singers. You want to be an actor. You want to be a lawyer. You want to be a doctor. You want to be an Indian chief. Indian chief? No, but you know what you want to be and you want to do. You have that inclination and you've been having it since a kid, man. But you've been suppressing it. Because other things come up. Don't suppress it, man. Don't suppress it. Find your strength, find what you want to do, find your motivation, and move towards it. Now, I'm not saying quit your job. No, don't do that. You crazy, man. What's wrong with you? You demonetized in this world. Don't quit your job, man. Don't quit your day job. Keep your day job, but pursue your passion at night when you're free time. And when you continue to pursue your passion will begin to do what? Pursue you. You think I'm playing with you, man? Do you think I wanted to be doing this stuff here now? No. I pursued it, and it pursued me now. It's pushing me, more than me pushing it. It's get a big ball going from big. The more you do it, bigger the ball gets, bigger the ball, and it gets, and nobody can stop that. Nobody can stop that pushing of the ball, that forward movement, momentum of that ball, because it's in motion, it's dynamic. And as you go through your situation, you go through finding your passion, your purpose, your meaning, your focus, your vision, you become strengthened. Yeah, in a lot of ways, man. Mentally, emotionally, physically, socially, all of those things happen to you because you have a drive on, and you're seeking with everything you got. Eat if you want to be a teacher, right? Do your day job, but always remember, eat, sleep, repeat, being a teacher. Even in your day job, you're doing your job, but on your mind, how could I do this better as a teacher? How could I get this opportunity? Eat, sleep, repeat what you want to be in your life. And your mind, your subconscious mind will get that picture, and it will prepare you constantly to striving toward what your goals is and what you want to be in life. Okay. I'm telling you, man, for years, I did what I'm telling you about. I did that. I put my desires down. I got a family. I'm a family. And there was days in my life, man, I had kids to feed. I had enough money. I had to go without getting a haircut. When you gonna get a haircut? I said, don't worry about it. Mind your business. Kind of touche, I couldn't afford it. I didn't have enough money to get a haircut. Man, there was so many times in my life. My draw, man. You remember that song called? You remember that song, the Christian song called? Say, "Holy, holy, holy." That's where my drawers used to be. I couldn't even afford a new pair of drawers, man, on my butt, because I had to pay. I put my family first, man. I put me down. That's just being a good man, being a dedicated man. But you know what, man? I was over dedicated, because I should have never got to that point. But anyway, I'm just trying to show you that whatever your life, wherever you are in your cycle of life right now, you don't have to stay there unless you desire to do so, okay? Because guess what, guys? If I desired to stay where I was when I had them holy drawers, I would have still been right there. But that was not my desire. I had a desire to do better in life, to move forward in life, get more monetized, better promotion, better job, and that's happened, So focus on what you want to do in life. Focus on where you want to go in life. Find your vision. Okay. I was And man, when I found my vision, man, I was like 34 years old. 34 years old when I found my vision, my life vision. And I've been pursuing my life vision ever since with a passion. And it's here right now. I am manifesting my life vision. What's your life vision, BobbieD? What's your life vision? My life vision is to help people, baby. Yeah, like you, black man. Like you, brown man. Like you, Caucasian man. Yeah, that's my life vision to help you. That's why I'm doing this channel. Because I'm fulfilling my life vision mission right now before your eyes. And don't I look like I'm happy? I'm very happy. I'm just trying to play with you. But yeah, I'm happy, man. I'm as happy as I can be. And even though I'm happy, sometimes you get sad, even in your happiness. But that's just, feelings and emotions do what? They pass. They change. They're never constant. So even sometimes I'm just sad, that passes. Because my overriding emotion, my overriding goal is to fulfill my passion in life, to fulfill my mission in life, to fulfill my goal in life, to fulfill my vision in life. And my vision in life ties around helping people. And whenever you help people, baby, you're going to help yourself, okay? So it's just not about me. It's about you, me helping you. When I help you, I help me. That's the way it is. All right, I don't know how I got off into that, man, but I must have, you know what, when I say stuff like that, it's for a reason. And it's for a season. Somebody out there needed to hear that. Huh? I don't know who, but somebody out there needed to hear what I just said. Self-motivation, finding who you are, what your purpose is, what your passion is. Somebody out there got that, and they're going to run with it. Good for you. Do your thing, bro. All right, let's go. We're going to take a short review of what we talked about yesterday. And I didn't have a lot of people here yesterday. But it's okay, man. I used to let that bother me, man. It ain't bothering me no more. I don't care. Because if it ain't but one person, I'm going to do my time, man. I'm going to do my time. I'm going to do it right, tight, long, and strong. And then I might do a pew, but I'm going to do my time, okay? Y'all don't know my language by now. If you don't know me by now, you will never, never, never know me. Yeah, if you don't know my language by now, you'll never know it. Because we got a language on this program, on this train, love train language. And if you don't know it, man, you better get to schooling. You know how you gonna learn a language? It's love train language. You got to come and visit with us on this frequent basis. When I give out a new word, you get it. Put it in your spirit, man. I'm telling you, man, we got a whole. Do I need to go over some of the words? Nah, I'll do that later. But anyway, let's talk about what we talked about yesterday on yesterday's live stream. And I'll be with you. My goal is to be with you till Saturday, maybe Friday or Saturday, maybe Sunday, but at least Friday. Okay, minimum Friday. Probably I'm gonna try to extend it to Saturday, maybe Sunday too as well. Okay, you with me, GP? And if I don't come to you the same time, I'll come to you at night, my Philippines time. Okay, so just to let you know. And if I don't come to you either one of those times, I'll be sometime. I don't know where. But I'm not going to miss a live stream for the rest of the week till after maybe between Friday and Saturday, something like that. Okay? You with me? We good? We good, man? All right, let's go. I know you're tired by me talking to you. Man, can you shut up? Get the okay, man. I got you, man. Chill. Would you relax? Man, go get you something to drink. Trying to come off on me. I mean, you know I don't play that. Don't come off on me, man, because I keep right with you. You know what I'm saying? Because I was laughing. Because I know how some of y'all out there, y'all like, Bobby, you talk to me, but you just come on, get the program. I wait my time. Yeah, okay. That's how I do. And if you don't know me by now, you'll never, never, never know me. You'll never know me. But you know, I take my time, man. You know, you rushing to do nothing. Unless I feel like rushing. Now, let's go. All right, so yesterday we talked about this. This is our thumbnail for yesterday, right here. Dolly. Hello, Dolly. It's been swell, Dolly. Remember that big old Broadway show, Dolly? Hello, Dolly. You talk about Hello, Dolly. Nah, we didn't talk about the Hello, Dolly, man. We talked about the doll test, man. And some of y'all don't even know what I'm talking about. Because you didn't attend the live stream yesterday. We talked about the doll test. If this was one of our shows that celebrate, don't know, the doll test was very, very significant in getting the Supreme Court to overturn segregation in schooling in the United States of America. Back in the 50s, I think the actual Supreme Court ruling was back in 1954, a long time. Some of y'all wasn't even born. I wasn't even born. I was being thought about. I was being thought about in the womb, all kind of stuff. But back in the day, that's when the dog test came about. And let me just explain what the dog test was. I'm gonna run through this real quick. We're not gonna put it long because I got another show to do. Dog test was basically done by these two people. Right here, let me pull them up real quick. Dr. Kenneth Clark and his wife Mamie. Sometimes people call her Mary. They were two prominent psychologists in the African American community. And back in those days, they were not called African Americans. They were actually called Negroes or colored people. And I know that sounds funny now, but they were called Negroes and they were called colored people, or they were called the N-word. That's just how they did back in the day. And so they knew that they were better than that. And they found out, they ran some tests. They took the dog, they took a black dog and a white dog. They sit the little kid down, right? And they said, Johnny, which one do you like the most, Johnny? And Johnny be black boy, right? Johnny said, I like the white dog, baby. Okay, Johnny. Now, Donnie, tell me, out of these two dogs, which one is the nice dog, Johnny? I like the white dog, baby. That dog, baby, nice to me. Look nice and white. I like that, baby. Okay, Johnny. Okay, Johnny. You like the white baby. Okay, Johnny. Why don't you like the black baby, Johnny? Because the black is bad, just like me. Okay, I'm just exaggerating, but I'm trying to give you the essence of what these significant psychological tests and experiments found out. They found out that black children were influenced by society, and the influences on the society caused them to think bad and inferior about themselves. That's why the children chose the white doll babies over the black doll baby every time. Okay? Every time. And they did the experiment on thousands and thousands and thousands of black children. Okay? So when the Supreme Court made their decision, they called on Dr. Clark and his wife Mamie, and they reviewed their experiments. And Dr. Clark and Mary and his wife was very significant in influencing the Supreme Court to desegregate, because the blacks were not associating with whites we were not knowing about each other. And because we were separate, the blacks were separate from the whites, separate schools. They used to call it separate but equal, but it wasn't no separate but equal, man. I can tell you straight up, it wasn't no separate but equal. It was separate and unequal. If you went to a black school, your school was tore up from the floor up. Okay, you hear me? It was tore up from the floor up. That's how your school was. You go to a little white school, it was nice from the top to bottom. Okay, it was separate and unequal. And so as far as the education, you're limited. In the black school, you were limited. They had so many courses they could teach. In the white school, they had everything out there you could think about, except for black history. Okay, so desegregation started. Many of you don't know anything about it. I started off school, I was in desegregation. A few years later, I started getting some white folk in school and all that kind of. And I realized that I was just prior to that time, I had you would call it a stigma, whatever you want to call it. I didn't want to be bothered with them because I was afraid of them. I'll be honest with you. And when you don't know something, you do what? You fear. Okay? And then the only way you get rid of that fear is to do what? Embrace it. Embrace what you don't know. Get around to do it. Be involved. And when I found out in school that I thought they were smart. Man, I was smarter than most. I was one of them smart kids, man. You could ask me anything. I had the answer close to it. And they would ask me, I said, dog, you don't know that? He white. That's when I started building up my confidence. And what really got my confidence, y'all remember James Brown, Godfather Soul, God bless him. He gone now. But man, he said that song. Ooh, Lord, I'm black and I'm proud, say it loud. Ooh, Lord. I was like, what? It was crazy, man. That was a pivotal point in my upbringing and my mental thinking about who I was, what I was, and when I heard those words, I knew in my mind and my heart I was just good as anybody else. And nobody can tell me I ain't good as you, man. I know my color don't mean nothing. I got me, and it's inside will count. When I got that song came out, it liberated me. I know y'all don't think this is a little song, but you had to go all that, you had to do all that. I know. But that hit me. I'm letting you know a part of what shaped my life. Okay, what influenced me. Brother James Brown, some of his songs was just straight up crazy. Okay, but they had a good beat on there. But that song resonated with me. I don't know about you. Some of you guys weren't even around there. But when I heard that song, man, I became a new me. Okay. And I was like, hey, man, I'm just as good as you. In my mind, I wasn't inferior no more. Yeah. Anyway, but that's what we talked about. And that was a part of Black history that a lot of you guys don't know about. You know, you don't know about the dog test. I brought it to you. Now you know. Pass it on to your children because they don't teach this in school. Okay. Thing I'm telling you right now, you ain't gonna find this in the school books. Only thing you're gonna find is Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue and he discovered America, and that he was a pedophile and everything you want to call him. They don't put that in the book. Tomorrow, well, on my next Black History segment, I might do them. I don't know. No, it won't be tomorrow. On my next Black History segment, I'm gonna teach you something about one of your founding fathers. When you hear this, oh Lord, you go, then you know the attitude and the mentality of the people that founded America, and some of that attitude, mentality has passed on to this day, from 1776, whatever it is, independence to this day. Okay, and you're gonna be shocked. When I saw that, I read the story. I said, "What? He did what? Are you serious, man?" Yeah, and I got angry, and I don't get angry about stuff like that because I know people are crazy. But what that story made me angry. And when I share it with you, you might be like that, right? You like that? You might get angry too, but don't get so upset. Okay, it's just happened. It's over. But you'll be like, all right, let's go. Today we want to talk about thumbnail for the day. Thumbnail for the day. Thumbnail for the day. Let's go. Here we go. Houston, we have a minor problem. Houston, we got a problem. Yep, a minor problem. And it is a minor problem. Okay. It is a minor problem, a problem with minors. Yeah. And we're going to discover what the problem is. Yeah. Minors are becoming moms at an early age, man. A minor. Can you imagine, man? Babies having babies in the Philippines. And like people just walking around like it's a common occurrence. Ain't nothing wrong. It just shows she had a baby. Okay. How old she is? 9 years old. Okay. And like, isn't that what? 9 years old having a baby? Recently, guys, it was reported in the news and throughout the country that the PSA, which is the Philippines Statistical Authority, have reported that there were 2 instances, Duha, that's a one on these 2, where minor children, 10 years old, were found to be what? Mothers. Crazy, right? Crazy, man. We're gonna look and find out why. We're gonna have to dig this out because when I saw that, man, what? 10 years old? How could the body be ready to reproduce at that age? Anyway, let's go. So let's look at our focus for the day. No hocus pocus, just focus. Let's go. All right, focus for the day. No hocus pocus. Okay, here we're going to talk about the preteen and adolescent pregnancy, Philippines. We're going to talk about the age of consent. And I brought a very powerful broadcast to you. Oh, maybe about 6 months, maybe 9 months now, about a year, I don't know. But it's a very powerful broadcast I brought to you on that particular topic, the age of consent. And when I discussed the topic, it was an awesome show. You guys were shocked. You didn't know the age of consent. We're going to talk about the age of consent today. We want to talk a little bit about that topic. And then we're going to look at what can you do to reduce adolescent and teenage pregnancy? What can we do, BobbieD? I know, they just do what they want to do. You can't control these kids, BobbieD. They do, they don't want to do it. They try to be the mama. I'm the mama, but they try to be over me. I don't try to control them. I let them do what they want. They want to go out there and have that sex. Let them have that sex. They'll learn. That's not the right attitude, but that's the attitude of a lot of parents. Let them learn. Let them do their thing. And when you come out to the Philippines, you will find, ladies and gentlemen, that the way the children are raised here in the Philippines and the way the children are raised in the States is totally different. You would think that because you're in a traditional country, conservative, Roman Catholic, that they will be strict. No, no, yes. But no, the raising of the children is very loose. The parents let the kids do anything they want to do. I was shocked. And they let them say anything. I mean, I tell you, one time, one of my sister-in-law, her name is Dee. She came, they came over here. I don't know what it was. They came where they spent a few days, whatever. She and the kids, right? She brought a little girl, she's about 67 years old. No, she's about 8 years old. Anyway, she was like 3 or 4, something like that. Her little girl said, I want that. She wants some candy or some chocolate or something. Yeah, we had some chocolate once. She said, she cannot speak well. She said, no, you can't. And she slapped. She slapped, she hauled off and slapped the mama just to bite out right in the face. I said, what? I told her, I said, what? What are you doing? You let your daughter, what? She said, it's okay. She just playing. I said, no, that wasn't no play yet. that was a knock you out. I will knock you out here. Mama said, knock you out. That was a knock you out here, man. The little girl hauled off and slapped the mama so hard she had prints on her face. She said, look at your face. This is okay. She just playing. I said, nah. I said, you gotta be ashamed of yourself. You let your little daughter control you like that and beat up on you. Anyway, I say that to tell you that's the way majority of people handle the children out here. They let them do what they age they want to do. And me, when I was growing up, nah, you better not think about even raising your hand to your mom. You pride yourself picking yourself up off the floor. Nah, man, but I just showed that just example. Okay, let's get started. Let's focus for today. One more time, then we be out. Preteen and adolescent pregnancy, age we said, and then we'll look at reducing. How do you reduce these teen pregnancies? Okay. All right, here we go. Number one is what? Preteen and adolescent pregnancy. Let's go. We ain't playing today, man. I know y'all get ready to go to bed, man. I want to get y'all bed. I won't keep you too long. I know it's time. You had a long day. You just getting used to it right now. You get home. You want to relax a little bit, watch a little favorite program, and look at little BobbieD, a little bit right train, and you go to bed. I know, man. Let's go. All right. So number one, preteen and adolescent pregnancy. Okay. See a girl right there? You got a big belly. She done got popped. You know, popped go to Weasel. Somebody done popped it, man. And you know, I'm not trying to be facetious, but it happens. And when it happens, you can't ignore it because the baby's gonna grow, you know. And you can't excuse it. She was young and she didn't know whether she was young or old. She did it now, so you have to deal with it, brother. Just like Brother James Brown said, you got to deal with it. Young or old, you got to deal with it. So the Philippines Statistical Authority advised recently in the news that there were 2 10-year-old mothers reported in Luzon. So they're mothers, right? That means that they got pregnant before they were 10, usually, mostly, right? Their body was 9 years old. My question was, how could the body be ready that early, that quick? But that just shows you people, as we as human beings, are changing. Our biology is changing. Physical features and everything internally is changing faster. They're growing up faster. So anyway, 2 10-year-old mothers, okay, babies, and they have babies having babies, and this is a very concerning issue, man. Yeah, because whenever you have children, there's a lot of physical problems that can happen. Yeah, it really is. Except preterm deliveries, you know. Delivery problem, delivering the baby. You know, sometimes the baby is, because their bodies are not fully developed, the baby has a hard time coming out, right? That's called a preterm delivery problem. And then they can have a neonatal problem, okay? Neonatal problem is whenever the baby's born. Usually babies that are born to children or to younger mothers have more issues when they come out than children that are born to older mothers. Now we'll talk about that in a minute, okay? So a lot of things happen. And one of the things I saw when I was researching this was that if you're a younger person and you're having a baby versus an older person, your kids, that the children of the younger people are not going to have, they don't do too well. They don't usually do too well. And that's one of the reasons why, because they're being raised by what? Somebody that's not fully developed up here. They're still a child. A 10-year-old. Can you imagine? when she's 20 years old, she's going to have a 10-year-old kid, right? And the kid's going to be like her brother, little brother, not her son. You know what I'm saying? And she's usually, when you get mature in your mind and mentally, emotionally, you're around 25, 30 years old. So she's still a kid too. That's what's like babies having babies, kids having kids. All right. So there's a lot of issues, man, that happen when you have a kid that young. Okay. Very concerning issues. Preterm delivery problems, neonatal problems, and the WHO, which is the World Health Organization, has advised that the leading cause of death between 15 and 19 years old globally is prenatal problems and prenatal problems with children having babies and delivering them because their bodies are not ready for it. And a lot of times they never go to a doctor to get checkups or anything like that. So that's one of the leading causes of children globally, 15 and 19, is having problems with pregnancy and during delivery. Okay. One of the leading causes of death. And that's a sad situation. It don't have to be that way. If you look at the chart there with it, right there, that is a chart of the 10 ASEAN nations in the Southeast Asian in Asia, Philippines, Indonesia, Cambodia, Thailand, Vietnam, Laos, Singapore, Malaysia, Myanmar, and Brunei. Who's number one? Yeah, you got it. In Philippines. That's why you see a lot of people, perverts, I call them, come to the Philippines because they know they can take advantage of young kids, and that's sad. If you ever see anybody around a kid and they don't look right, call the cops. Just call the cops. Because usually if it don't look right, it ain't right. Something ain't right with it. It ain't right with a grown man always hanging around a bunch of kids, boys or girls. I don't care who it is. You know, every time you see a grown man, he got to have 3 or 4 kids around him, that's a problem. And if you coming out here, don't get an idea, well, I love kids, I'm gonna hang with the kids. Don't do it, man. Because you're gonna get associated with some, you're gonna get messed up. A lot of foreign people come out here and they don't, they're perfectly innocent. They're not perverts or nothing. They just, this guy just like kids, I like kids, but I know better than hang out with them. But not in this country, because you get the bad reputation. And next thing, and don't let somebody get angry at you. Hey, they'll go to the po in a minute. Hey, foreign man, he with the boys. I don't know what he's doing, but I think he's not good. And next thing you know, you're locked up. So be careful when you come out here with children, man. Children are nice and all like that, but if you're a foreigner coming out here, be careful because you get. I've seen so many people gone to jail. A lot of us, some of us been for real, okay? Because there are a lot of perverts that come out here to deal and mess children up. And that if you see anyone like that, get them out, call the popo. So number 2 is what? That's number 1. Number 2 is what? Number 2 is age of consent. Okay, I did a big, huge program on the age of consent. It was an awesome program because a lot of you guys didn't know. I'm gonna ask you the question: what is the age of consent in the Philippines? First of all, let's talk about what does the age of consent mean. The age of consent means that is an age that's been determined by the country and the society for which a person can give consent or agreement to have a sexual encounter or a sexual relationship, sexual intercourse. Okay, that's called the age of consent. Now, the age of consent in the Philippines is 12 years old. Yeah, you heard me right. 12 years old. I mean, if you got a 12-year-old daughter, if she was living in the Philippines, she would be legally able to say, let's hook up with some man or some boy. Okay. I know I don't like it, and then maybe you don't like it. I don't like it. When I heard, I was like, "What? 12 years old? Still a kid, man." Anyway, that's the legal age of consent. It's been that way forever. They've been trying to change it. They put laws up, people knock it down. They got another change right now and trying to change it. I'll see if it gets through or not. But 12 years old, giving their consent. Anybody under 12 years old, they can't. If you're 12 and under, if you're under 12 years old and someone has a sexual relationship, like these 2 girls, they have to be under 12. They're under 12, so whoever impregnated them can be arrested. I don't know. They never mentioned anything but they were mothers, so they never mentioned what happened to the gentleman or the people that impregnated them. So I'm not sure what happened on that side. But this is the Philippines, and a lot of times things like that are just overlooked, and they just they forgive stuff like this. Like, okay, they got JoJo pregnant, they're okay, and it's like nothing to them. But in the United States, no, she won't pay for that, brother. You had no, but it's totally different culture. And so when you come out here, you need to understand, keep your distance from children, especially minor children, and don't be no buddy with them. Okay. Because as soon as you start taking them out to McDonald's, taking them out to Jollibee, getting, hey man, how you doing? Somebody will report you. Okay. Don't get buddy with the kids. Unless when you're around kids, I want to suggest to you, always have somebody else with you, like a friend, or your girlfriend, whatever friend, have somebody with you. If you got to be around, because they'll be lying on you. And the reason why some of them lie on you is to get the money. And they said, we'll drop the charge and you got $5 pesos. Tell me, man, it's all sorts of scheme and scam going down. And if you don't know what's happening, you could get caught up in it. Okay. All right. So which one was on? Number 2. Let's see, this one. Okay, we went number 2. Okay. Age of consent. The age of consent in the Philippines is 12 years old, man. And I told you about that. You can have consensual sex. Now, the kids that are mothers, both of those were reported from the Luzon area, Manila area. And usually find a lot of sexual activity on minors in bigger cities. And there's a lot of children that are sexually trafficked. And that's why a lot of times, I'm telling you, when you come out here, guys, do not hang out with kids. I'm telling you, because you're going to get messed up with that. I seen a guy, I'm going to tell you this story. I think I did a video. Yeah, I did a video on this. This guy was a famous movie producer. Okay. Made movies throughout the world. He came out here and he got a girlfriend. He lived in Talisad, right down in Cebu, not far from him. He lived in Talisad. He was out here about a year. Then his girlfriend had like three little girls, right? So the girlfriend would work. He would take the kids to school, pick them up, take the kids to school, pick them up. He had a car. And all of a sudden, Popo came on his door. Who there? Who there? It's the Pow. What y'all want? Open the door, sir. Okay, just give me a minute. You open the door. You under arrest. Sir, what you mean? You under arrest. What do you mean? What did I do with it? Put your hand behind your back, sir. You under arrest. I didn't just, and he scuffled with it. They got him down on the ground. They put the handcuffs on. I said, what's wrong? What are y'all doing? I haven't done it. He said, sir, you've been reported. You've been reported for molesting the children, the girls in your house. Oh, what? I didn't do it. And whether it was true or not, I don't know. But they took the guy downtown. He was in jail for about a half a day. He went to bed. The next morning he got up. They found a guy hanging from the ceiling with a rope around his neck, and he was gone. That's what I'm telling you, man. Watch your step by children when you come out here, okay? Now, some people say he was really messing with the kids. Some people said it was just a mistake. We don't know. I did a story on it. Anyway, but I'm telling you, man, it's things like that happen easily. Be careful when you're in another country. The rules here are not the same in a lot of areas as it is in the United States or whatever country you're coming from. You're in a different country, you have to act according to the rules and regulations of this society, okay? When you come in this country, you better have your eyes wide open, like that. Don't be and don't get caught up in the beauty of these women until you lose your mind, okay? Yeah, women are beautiful out here, but there also can be what? A distraction. And a lot of them know that you think they're beautiful. So they'll come up to you. That's another thing they do. They'll come and say, hi, sir. You're still infatuated with the beauty. Hi. She talking to me? You talking to me? You says, oh, hi. You're just so caught up in the moment. Hi, can you, what is your name? My name is Jojo. And then while you are talking to her buddy in the back, see your backpack. He's going in your backpack, getting all your money tie and everything else. And then she said, okay, I gotta go. She said, wait, we were talking. He's like, bye. She done got the money now. You don't know when you talk to you, right? They want to get out. That's another scam. You gotta want. Anytime somebody just come up from the clear blue, start talking to you, watch out. Especially if you find a Georgia wine showing all the pineapples and stuff. Watch, okay? Because you know you ain't no Denzel, so you know something ain't right. Okay, that should be a red flag right there. But a lot of you would be amazed at the people that fall for that scam. That's an old scam going on since I don't know how long. But people come out here every year and get scammed to the max over that simple scam. People making money every day over that simple scam. Anyway, what were we? Number two. Okay, but yeah, so the age of consent, man, 12 years old, and they're trying to get that changed. LGU's and Quiz City logged us that the highest number of births, 4,240 states, were by mothers from age 10 to 19. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot of young people having babies out here. One of the problems is if you're a kid, a lot of you out there right now, your mom, some of you out there right now I'm talking to, your mom's like 10 years older than you, maybe 10, 12, 11, 10 years old. So you know what I'm talking about. I bet, and I'm telling you straight up, I can read you like a book. I bet you had a hard time coming up in life. Yeah, you went through some stuff, because you was raised by a young mother. I wasn't raised. My mother was 30-something years old when she had me. So I was all right. Some of y'all had a mother was 19, 11, no, well, I said 11, but some of your mother had me was 16, 15, 13, and she raised you. So y'all went through some stuff, okay? Because when you're that age and you have to take care of a child, you can't even take care of yourself. It's it's inevitable that you will go through some stuff. And the statistic that I'm going to show you right now is not a good one, because what it shows you is that kids of teen moms are twice less likely to graduate school than kids whose mom were over 22. So if your mother had you when she was younger than 22, y'all went through some stuff. And if you went through high school, you got through, you was over the average then. You was above average, okay? So that's the statistics. That's the statistics. The younger the mother, the more problems they're gonna have. Okay? So you can imagine a 10-year-old mother, she's gonna have some issues. First of all, she don't even know what she was doing. So she got to figure out as she gets older what happened, what I did, and it's all going to have a bearing on her, and it's all going to have a bearing on the child that she is now raising. Okay, because she's a child raising a child. Okay, that's a double whammy. That's a no-win situation. But through it all, there's some reports in the USA and other countries that children go through that and they do come out okay, but they still go through a lot of turmoil and stuff. Okay, so that's not a good situation to bring a child into the world and you're 10 years old, and you're 15 years old, you're 16, because your mind is not totally developed yet. Your mind doesn't start getting fully developed in all areas until you're like 20, 21, 22 years old. So that's a sad situation. I want to bring this to you. All right, let's get this done. We're done, man. We're right train. All right. So that's what's happening, man. They have difficulty finishing school, and then they wind up repeating the cycle. Children that come into this world from babies wind up having babies, and they're still babies. It's a repeating cycle. Your mom had you when she was 16. You had yours when she was 17. You were 16, 15 too. And it continues and continues. It's called, what it's called? Biblically, it's called a generational curse. Look it up. Generational curse. And it can't be broken because it's a spiritual curse. It can't be, it's a spiritual law. It can't be broken, but you got to pray for it. Pray about it and get it over. Now, many families have curses in their families. And if that spirit's not broken, that spirit's not defeated, it will continue in a cycle over and over. Look at your family. And some of you right now, your mama had you when she was like 15. You went out and had your kid when you was 15 or 14, 16, something right around the same age. It's a curse, man. Spiritual curse. And you can take that curse out, but you got to pray. And you got to get it. Okay. Anyway, man, that's all. I'm sorry, man. We got one. We got one more. One more. Number 3. What we got? What's number 3? Reduce it. How to reduce this thing, man? I just told you one way to reduce it, to break the spirit, break that devilish spirit that's on you. Spirit of having children, spirit of sexual intercourse at a young age. Break that spirit, man. That's one way. Spiritually break it. But then there's another way. You can educate, man. Yeah. Now, you said, Bobby, don't they have education, sexual education in schools? Yes, they do. But it's not, even though they have it on the books here, they don't teach it a lot. Because why they don't teach it a lot? because it's a Roman Catholic society. You're not supposed to talk about those things. That's dirty. That's dirty. You don't talk about dirty things. That's too dirty. Yeah, it ain't dirty. It's dirty when you talk about it in school. But when you get outside them doors, it's wide open season. Okay. So that's the hypocrisy of sometimes when you look at the Roman Catholic Church. They teach and they preach one thing, but it goes and it doesn't resonate with the parishioners. It doesn't resonate with the people that attend the church, and so they just do whatever. Yeah, and the amount of sexual pressure on children nowadays. They see in all the media, on the airwaves, everything is about sex, and the songs nowadays are perverted with sex. All the hip hop songs, they don't. Back in our day, man, you couldn't say the kind of stuff. They blackball you off the air. You can say the kind of stuff they say now, but they say everything. And out here in the Philippines, the word, the F word in a song. If you had a song that had the F word in it, they don't take that out. In the USA, they bleep it out. Beep. Yeah, but out here, every F word, every SH word, everything. They don't censure any of this audio or the music here. None at all. So, sex is everywhere. And if you have a child, it is your job, number one. You say, well, teachers supposed to teach them. They supposed to teach now. Who was your first teacher in this world? You. Who was your first teacher? My first teacher was my mom. I don't care what nobody said. I don't care. I had my physical first teacher in school, in public school, was Miss Mack. Miss Mack she was a good teacher, but she was strict. She used to hit me with that ruler, man. I'll never forget Miss Mack, man. I'll never forget Miss Mack, man. Miss Mack was old. She had to be like 60 years old. And one time, I don't know if I told y'all this time. One time, I was in first grade. I was in first grade, right? I go to school, man. I was out the previous day because I was sick. You know, I saw the sickly as a kid. My mom kept me out. So I come back to school. I sit down, do my work, open my book. She said, read it. And said, okay, now we're gonna review what we talked about yesterday. I said, because I wasn't there yesterday. She said, Bobbie, get up there and do that subtraction. I said, I didn't want to. I was so bad. I didn't want to sit to my seat because I would even look like a fool then. And I didn't want to say I wasn't here. I said, I can figure this out. I'm gonna figure this out. But I never knew how to do it. I put some number down and she said, come here, Bobbie. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, hold your hand. I said, what? Miss Max said, hold your hand out. She got that ruler. She just paya, chicha. Now go to your seat. I wanted to reach out and touch your little kid, man, because I was hurt, man. I said, man, I didn't know how to do no subtract, but I didn't never tell her none of that. Because back in them days, you don't talk back to the teacher. You just do what she say and say, yes, ma'am, and take your seat. But that's what taught me. That's one of the reasons why I don't like math to this day. Ever since that day, man, I never have that, man. I pass, I do like CC plus, but math, I like it because she turned me off to it. Baby, I'll never forget that association between math and that beating I got. I call it a beating. She hit me with a big hard ruler, man. There wasn't no light stick. She's like, just a bite. I mean, it hurt too, man. Anyway, I don't know how I got on it, but let's go. Last one we are. But yeah, how you can reduce adolescent and teen pregnancy? Education. Education leads to prevention. Yeah, when you're educated about it, you're more likely to avoid it. It's just common sense, man. If somebody you never know about a hot stove and you go and you just touch the stove, you were never educated about it, you won't avoid it because you're interested in it. It attracts you. The heat and fire and the flame, it looks good. You want to touch it, reach out and touch somebody's flame and you get burnt. And so if you're educated about it before you even get to that point, this is a stove. Look at this picture. This is the stove. This is the heat that comes from the stove. Don't touch it now because it could be hot. It could hurt you. You're educated. You avoid that stuff. Okay. So education leads to prevention. Okay. An ounce of prevention is more worth than a pound of cure. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? So educate, man. And if the schools don't do it, you need to do, because you're the first teacher in your children's life. You are the first teacher. And I was a good teacher. I taught my kid. Okay, them schools I tell them right. And look, them boys out there, don't touch you. Leave them alone. They say something smart to you, keep on walking. Let me know about it. And tell your teacher, don't mess with them boys. I was hard on my girl because when girl get pregnant, you stuck with the baby. You think they're gonna take care of the baby? No, you got to do it. I didn't want to be no grandfather in no early age. I was hard on them. And I used to make sure they weren't wearing them revealing tight stuff and all that, showing all this. I said, nah, take that off. You ain't going to school like they want. Daddy, I need all the girls winning. I said, yeah, all the girls winning, but you not. Take it off. You know, I was tough, man. Anyway, let's go. We out, man. We out. Increasing the age of consent. That's one of another reason we reduce this thing. Increase the age of consent. They have a law right now to increase the age of consent to 16 versus what it is right now, 12 years old. It's too low. Okay, 12 years old, they can't even hardly wash them bodies straight, you know, but they are going to agree to have sex. It doesn't make sense, you know. They don't have you. How could you have a right mind to agree to have sex when you're 12 years old? What? Who does that? Huh? Who does? I guess only in the Philippines. I don't know, but that needs to be changed. And hopefully this time, because they've had a law trying to change the thing for years, man. So we will hopefully this time with stories like this coming about, that might induce them to change the law. We'll see. We'll be praying about that. And last one, ensuring that laws are for abuse are enforced. Because a lot of times, and I did stories about this as well. A lot of times, what happens, guys, the kids don't agree to that stuff. People sexually abuse the children. Yeah, you think I'm playing with you? Sometimes it's dad doing it to the kid, the daughter. Yeah, and sometimes it's boys. They're doing it to the boys. You know, that's the way life is. Anything perverted that a person can think of their mind to do, they'll take advantage of some kid, they do. And if I ever catch my, God, Lord, help me, Jesus. Help me, Jesus. If I ever catch somebody, I go, oh, Lord, they're going to have to pull me off of because I'm going to hurt. Nah, I'm going to reach out and touch somebody so bad. If I find somebody, if I lay down, I don't care if they twice my size. I said, look here, man, what you I will reach out and touch them so bad. But yeah, that's what I tell you, man. Be careful when you're hanging around children here, and because things happen. Okay. And foreigners here, some, not all foreigners, but a lot of foreigners here have reputations of coming from these other countries where it's not permitted to come out here to get entangled with a 10-year or 12-year-old. And 10-year-old, you know, that's wrong. 12-year-olds, and some of the time what happens is they'll have an affair with a 12-year-old. And as reported, 12-year-old said, he abused me, and then they go to court, right? And then the 12-year-old has to prove, they put her on the stand. Did you agree to have? No, he didn't. Took me. He raped me. They don't agree to it, but they have to prove it. And the 12-year-old, it's going to be the 12-year-old's word against the adult's word. And what happens here, all too more often than not, the adult's word is taken above the kid's word. That's the way it happens here. And that's why a lot of these pedophiles and so forth get off, because they can say, she was 12 years old, Your Honor. She gave us consent. She has to prove that she did not give consent. How are you going to find a 12-year-old to prove that she did not? I mean, how's she going to prove it? She 12 years old. Half of them can't even speak, you know, proper English or proper Tagalog, you know. So I'm saying things happen, and you have to be careful and know where you're going, know what you're doing, know who you're hanging around, okay? But the laws have to be enforced. The abuse laws have to be enforced to protect the children and to protect families away from people that will abuse them in a sexual way, okay? All right, that's it, man. I want to bring that to you, man. When I saw that story, man, I was like, what the heck? You know, 10 years old? Mothers? Heaven help us all, yeah? Because I know some of you got children that's 10 years old, yeah? How would you feel if your daughter got pregnant at 10 years old? Or your son was abused by some man at 10 years old? Ooh, that would be a terrible thing, man. But it happens on a regular basis here, okay? And it happens, and a lot of times nobody ever knows about it because the kids won't say anything until the stomach start getting bigger, bigger, bigger. And if your boy get abused, they won't say anything. They just keep it inside, keep it inside. So all of that stems from parental training, parental bringing. You have to speak to your children. Anybody lay their hand on you, if a man touch you inappropriately, you let me know. Or you yell and scream, holler, tell the teacher, tell anybody. It comes from home training. Education leads to what? Prevention. I just told you this. Right. That's it, man. God, that's all I got for you, man. So I got fire. Got fire. You ready to fly on this train? Y'all ready to go, man? People get ready. But the train is coming. Don't need no ticket. You just get down, boy. I needed love. Who said again, say sweet love. Don't need no ticket. You just get on board. Get on board. Yeah, man. Y'all ready to ride the train? Y'all ready, man? Skip on me, please. I gotta take a sip. No one say that. Copy go. Yeah, man. That's one of the best copies out here, man. Copy go. That's my thing. All right, y'all. We gotta find out who rubbing up, toughen up, buffed up, and be the first man in the. Who that is? Who that said he gonna beat them Saints? Tampa Bay said they gonna beat them Saints. Tampa Bay beat them Saints. You know, but Tampa Bay, they got to give me the problem, man. They did a good job this year. I didn't think that Brady would do it, man. You know, I actually thought Brady was gonna probably get to the playoffs because that's what Tom Brady does. He gets to the playoff every year almost. He got some experience and wisdom. But I didn't think he'd make it to the Super Bowl, but he did it. And then when he got there, I knew he was going to win. Because if he got there, I said, he's going to get it, man. When you get this, when you smell that ring, and you get there, and nothing going to stop you. You got the experience, man. Look how many years it's like a 6th ring, 7th or 6th, something like that. So yeah, he took that thing. He did that thing. All right, we got to find out who's rubbing up, bumping up, top to be first man in there. Who that is? Who that said they're going to beat them? Said, I need to know. I got to know. Who that is said he gonna beat that say? When I say toot toot, you say all aboard. Toot toot, toot toot. When I say all aboard, you say toot toot. All aboard, all aboard, all aboard. Y'all ready to ride this train, man? I got to know who that is, who the number 100 is. I got to know. Hey, one is a lonely number, man. So whoever you are, if you're number 1, you're a lonely person. But you're the only person that's number 1. Lonely, but you're only. And I'd rather be lonely and only if I'm gonna be at the top, baby. I'd rather be at the top than the bottom any day when it comes to getting the top notch. Honcho. I don't know about you. I don't like to be last. I don't mind being 1st, 2nd, 3rd, maybe sometime 4th and 5th, but I don't want to be last, man. I want to be last. I want to be in the middle, in the top, but especially in the top, but I don't come in last. I tell you, when I ran a marathon, first marathon, I've only won one in my life. When I was like 32 years, something like that. Back in Atlanta, Georgia. Y'all heard of the Atlanta Heart Track? I ran that marathon. I'm like, but still having it. It was a 25-mile marathon. I ran that marathon, and I didn't come in last, y'all. I almost did. I was like, I don't know. I don't know how many thousand people out there, but my time was 4 hours. No, I'm sorry. You have to finish within 4 hours. My time was 3 hours and 45 minutes. I barely came in. I barely made it, man. But when I got through that race, man, I was a messed up dude. My leg was like, I wanted to quit so much, but I learned a lot. I learned a lot through that whole course, man. Because I had to talk to myself to push me. I wanted to quit. I wanted to stop. I didn't want to go. My legs was hurting. My feet was hurting. Everything was hurting. My head was. I said, what did I get into? But I had trained for it. Some of it I was ready for because I had trained. Anyway, let's find out who the rough man, who the rough man, who the rough man, who the tough man is in the house today. I need to know. And Crime Mind want to know who that is. Said he gonna beat them. Said, I need to know. Y'all want to know? Let's go. I'm gonna drill down here and find out who that is. Who that said he gonna beat them. Said, I need to know. I got to know who that is. Listen. King Arthur down. King Arthur down. What's up, King Arthur? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. King Arthur said, hello, BobbieD and Lisa D. The money wrench. The money wrench? That's a typo. The monkey wrench is still here. You the money wrench and the monkey wrench. Okay, good to see you, man. We ain't seen you in a while. You okay, Arthur? Good to see you, man. Lisa B. Where's Arthur? She be asking me. I said, look, man, Arthur doing his thing. When you ready to come back, you come back strong. You know how you do. You come back long. I think Arthur was on the last broadcast too. Anyway, man, so good to see you, Arthur. Your number 1 man. He made up in his mind, man. He made up in his mind that he was going to be at the top today. And no one was going to stop him today. And that he did that thing. When you make up your mind that you want to be the best, you want to be number 1, you want to be the top and not the bottom, not to be the first and not the last, you can do it. Ain't nobody, one other thing holding you back, the only person holding you back is you. Because you decide you can't do it. You're too weak. You need somebody better than you. When you get better, get like me. I made a change in my life. Brother James Brown helped me make that change. He said, made that change. No, that was Michael Jackson. Made that change. James Brown said, black and you proud. And when he said that song, my whole life was changed, man. I didn't think I'm playing with you, man. I was raised up on James Brown's song. Hot pants. Y'all remember that one? Hot pants. All kind of crazy. He had some crazy song, but he had some good ones though. Like this is a man's world. Remember that one? This is a man's world. Would be nothing. Remember that? Yeah. But yeah, so good to see you, Arthur, man. You made it back. Welcome back to the show, man. You're in prime time now. You hit the prime time of your life. Hey, man, this is a prime time show, baby. When you come on the train, you get the utmost respect from me and Lisa D because we treat you like kings and queens that you guys are. You really are. We have angels come on here. We give them much respect. Everybody that ride the train with us, we don't take it lightly. We receive you with all due respect because we care about you, man. And thank you so much for showing up today. We appreciate you being number one in the house today with us. And you are a good man. Thank you so much for showing up. Y'all give us props. Arthur did it, man. I didn't think he had it in him. But he found it somewhere in him to be number one, and he did it right, tight, long and strong. And no one can take that away from him. On this day, this is now February 17th on the Philippine side, King Arthur was number one on the love train. You know what I'm saying? That says he got some love in his heart. Elder the order to be Thank you so much, Arthur. Round train, BobbieD, Lisa, one. Who we got? Michael Coffee. Need some coffee. What's up, Michael? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Is it BobbieD? Hello, my own Mutang. Hapong gabi. Kumusta ka? Cebu. That's right. He said, hello, BobbieD. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And how are you in Cebu? I'm doing just fine, Nurse Mike. Hope you're doing fine as well. Nurse Mike is one of our frontliners in the healthcare field. He's been a nurse for 18 years now. He's out there in California, and he's doing an awesome job. He works at a hospice center. Hospice centers, those of you that don't know, they take in the terminally ill people, and he takes in the COVID-19 hospice people that are suffering with COVID. They can't do anything with them. He makes them try to make them as comfortable as he can before they leave this world. So we give out much love and appreciation for the Nurse Mike and the job he does at the hospice center, and we pray for him because he's gotten his vaccinations. Thank goodness, he's gotten his 2 shots. So but still he has to wear a mask because they don't know for sure if the shots will protect him from getting him back in again. Or, they don't know for sure. But anyway, you gotta wear his PPE. So good to see you, Mike. You know what I gotta tell you, right? You number 2, and guess what, Mike? I'm sorry, man, but I gotta tell you, number 2 just won't do it. Sorry about that, Mike. You know how we do. Hey, let me see what time Arthur came in. Let's see, Arthur came in at. Okay. Oh no, man! Arthur just kicked your butt today, Mike. Arthur beat you by 3 full minutes, man. 3. Okay. So sorry about that, man. You tried, but you didn't do it. Let's go. Round train, BobbieD, Lisa, one. Who we got? He said, BobbieD. Michael Coffee needs. Okay. So BobbieD. Hi, Maraming Salamat for all the good Philippines info you give on your show from Nurse Mike. Thank you so much, Nurse Mike. I appreciate it, man. And I want to thank everybody out there for helping me and contributing to the show, because you don't have to contribute. You don't have to do, but you do. And so, the whole philosophy of this show is what? Each one what? Reach one. Each one what? Teach one. We help each other, man. Thank you so much, Nurse Mike, for giving out all of your expert advice in the medical field. He tells us about the vaccines and when they're coming. All kind of good stuff he tells us about all the time. So thank you, Mike, and everybody else that contributes information to this show. We appreciate you, man. You guys are the best. Let's go. Round train, BobbieD, Lisa, one nation. Wendell Conyete. Wendell Conyete. Wendell. What's up, Wendell? How you doing, brother? He said, okay, we in the house. You made it, man. Hey, man. Hey, as long as you're in it, as long as you get in, it don't care how you do it. But get here when you can. I don't care how you get here, but get here when you can. Remember that song? Good to see you, Wendell Conyete. Round train, BobbieD, Lisa, one nation. Who we got? One love. Wendell, he said, love nation. Yeah, man. You on a love train, love nation. One love in the house, man. We are loving people, and we have loving people on this train. You got to get on the train. You need to have some love in your heart. You ain't got but that much, man. when you get through off riding the train with us, it's gonna be that much. Because that's what we do. We pass out love, peace, power, prosperity, health, wealth, strength, anything you need to make it in this world, baby. We gonna give it to you. We reach out, we teach out, and we peace out. Let's go, Roger. Roger, everybody, see who we got. Paul, what's up, Paul? How you doing, man? Yeah, you see you wild, man. You all right, man? You doing okay? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. He say, hello. What's going on, BobbieD and DD in the house? Hey, man, we doing good, man. You know we blessed and highly flavored and favored of the Lord. Yeah, man, we doing good, man. This is after Valentine's Day. DD we had a decent day. It could have been better, man. But anyway, well, we doing good, man. We doing good. I'm so glad to see you, man. Here in the Philippines, they're getting ready to start the vaccinations for the COVID. The vaccination is almost here, and they're supposed to be starting around the first of the month, end of the month, and the healthcare workers are going to get vaccinated, and then the elderly, and also they're going to, I heard that some of the guards and for the president will be vaccinated as well. And also President Duterte had decided that he would take his vaccine shot publicly. Now, prior to this time, he said he wasn't going to do it publicly. You know why he wasn't going to do it publicly? Because he won't get it in the behind. He wanted to shot it. So he said, I can't do it public because I don't want nobody to see all that. And then, but he changed his mind recently. And he'll be, I think he's going to be getting into the arm. So we may see he was one of the first to get it done. And he's going to do it publicly on the TV and the internet. Let's go. Ryan Train, BobbieD, let's see who we got. Michael Coffee needs something. He said, BobbieD, hello. Let God wonderful blessings shine all over the guys, men, ladies, women riding the train with us today. But Nurse Mike, thank you so much, Nurse Mike. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Saying to you, sir. Let's go. Murphy, hey, what's up, Murphy? He said, hello, Bobby. BobbieD and Lisa D too. What's up, man? You all right, Murphy? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Murphy Hayes in Louisiana. And I hope they have a storm out there recently. I thought I heard. Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, we're in Louisiana. They had a big storm up in the north. Up in the north area, there's a whole bunch of snow. But Louisiana, they get a lot of hurricanes out there, man. I know about hurricanes. I lived in Charleston, South Carolina. So on the East Coast, we have our Charleston, South Carolina is right on this. It's like an island almost, and it's right on the East Coast, the Atlantic Ocean. So every year we got a lot of hurricanes. So I'm used to it, but that's what let me know I don't want to live near no bunch of water like that no more. I'm the type I got too old for all that. When I was a kid, I could deal with that stuff. But now, I want to live close to no water as possible. But I want no hurricane, typhoon. Right, Train, BobbieD, who we got? Murphy, he said, what's up, Love Chain? Blue Ranger, almost Blue Ranger in the house set. Hoorah! All my angels in the house set. Hooray! I got an angel. Right, Train, BobbieD, one nation under groove. Who we got? Michael Coffee needs some. He said, BobbieD, hello, guys. Man, be very careful because when you meet a Filipino on one of these dating sites, she will say, I'm 20 years old from Nurse Mike. Yeah. Sometimes they'll tell you they're 20 years old, but they really be younger because you can't check the birth certificate, right? You just meet her chat. You don't tell you anything. But they may a lot of times they'll tell you that because it's a scam. There's a lot of teenagers out here, guys, that do internet scamming online, and they make good money at it. You know, teenagers. Some teenagers go to high school. As soon as they get out of school, the first thing they do, they go to their job. What's their job? That's the internet cafe, and they talk to people like you, and used to be people like me. But I found out I can spot them a mile away, man. Once you start talking to them, and once you start dealing with, how they are, their personalities are, you begin to pick up hints whether they're legit or not. So you get that sixth sense, so to speak. Ryan Train, BobbieD, listen, Michael Coffee needs some coffee. He said, BobbieD, hi, but when you finally get to meet her in person, in the Philippines, you will find out some of them is only 16 or 17 years old. They make sure you screen them. Yeah, man, they fake that funk with their age, man. But, if anything that sounds too good to be true, it is too good to be true. Okay. They say, well, I'm 21, I'm 18, and you can't prove it. But when you meet them, when I met Lisa D, I think she was 20, 23, 24, something like that. Anyway, I thought she was 18, 16, 17. I said, look here. When I first met her in person, I said, first thing I did, I said, can I see some ID, please? That's what I said. I said, I see some ID. She's like too young, man. But most Filipinos, most of them look younger than their age. Anyway, I thought Lisa D was about 18 years. I thought she was 9. I see some ID, please. But when before, I told her I was coming to see her and everything, right? I said, make sure you have some ID because I need to make sure I don't want to get in no trouble in this country. I don't want to get messed up. I don't get locked up. So when the first thing when we met in Ayala Mall, right near Rose Pharmacy. Y'all, those of you that know where Ayala Mall is, you know where that Rose Pharmacy. We went right close to that Rose Pharmacy, and she said, "Are you Bobbie?" I'll never forget these words, man. When she came, she saw me the first time. She said, "Are you Bobbie?" I said, "Are you seeing any more black Bobbies out here?" I said, "Yeah, I'm Bobbie." I think she was just nervous, but she knew me. She just, that was her icebreaker. I guess she was just nervous or anything. But anyway, that was the first thing she said to me when we met. I said, "Yeah." I said, "I know you, Lisa, because that's who you look like." I said, "ID, please." She told me the ID. And then we just put it off after that. Round train, Bobbie, Lisa, One Nation. Who we got? Michael Coffee. He said, "Bobbie, hello." When I went on a nurse mission back in 2017 and got to meet a young Filipino that happened to be, guys, man, do your homework on these Filipinos because from this, yeah, do your homework, man. When you meet them, a lot of times you cannot tell a whole lot from them and about them when you're online, okay? Because actually, to be truth be told, online, the internet hides a lot of stuff, okay? Yeah, because you can't see the details of people when you're online. But when you're up close, personal, face to face, you can see all the stuff that you didn't see online. I know if you've been talking to somebody online and then you finally came out here and meet them face to face, I noticed you notice some inconsistencies. You notice some stuff you've never seen before, like they may have some fat going around their belly, them love handles. Yeah, and all kind of stuff you be. And so, yeah, it's different when you meet them face to face. And then sometimes they look a little bit older when you meet them face to face. Sometimes they look a bit younger. So it depends on the situation and it depends on that person. Round train, Bobbie, Lisa, One Nation. Who we got? Burby Hayes. He said, "No teeny weenies allowed." Thank you very much. I tell you this now, man. Stay away from them young people, man. And if you have to deal with a young person, you have to be around them. Make sure they show you some ID, or make sure you keep your distance. Make sure there's somebody else around you as well. Because a lot of times, what happens, man, these young girls, they know you got Martha and they know you're a foreigner. And next thing you know, they being friendly with them, just being friendly. You might tell them out to get something to eat, whatever. Next thing you know, who that? It's Paul. Open the door, please. What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? You under arrest? Under arrest? What you mean? Same thing. You locked up because they told some lies on you because they want some money. They come to visit you in the jail. Say, I can get you out of jail. You want to get out of jail? If you get, and sometimes the police is all hooked up together in the same scam. Police will say, "You going to jail. If you want to get out of this, we let you go. You got some money, And the girl get a cut. They get their cut, and you go. You don't want to learn the lesson that way, man. Listen. Don't do it the hard way, do it the easy way. Roger, Michael Cobb needs something. He said, "BobbieD, hello." I took the family to dinner. Then her older sister told me she was only 17 years old, not 20 years old. Like she's told me on the dating site. You have to be careful, man. Uh, 17, she was over the age consent. That's the good part about that, because the age of consent is 12 years old here. So she was way over that. That's the only good part about that. But once you catch anybody in a lie, and it's particularly a Filipino, you want to terminate that relationship, because once they tell one lie, they'll tell another and another, leads to another and another and another. And if you fall for the first lie, you will fall for the second lie and the third, and then go right on down the line. Right, train, Bobbie, let's see who we got. Michael Coffee needs something. What's up, Michael? He said, "BobbieD, hello. I have traveled by nurse missions in the Philippines to Manila, Davao, Cebu, Iloilo. I would not go in no longer than 25 years old when dating Filipinos there to keep on the safe side." That's a good range. But I actually think that the age is personal to each individual. But in a general framework, 25 would be a good range. But sometimes 25 might be too young for some people, and they may see somebody 30 plus, and then sometimes they meet somebody like 20, But me, when I first started dating online, I wanted somebody around my age. But what happened was, when I continued to meet the people around my age, they had too much baggage, man. They had so much baggage. Like, what? He beat me, and you're not gonna beat me, right? I said, look, man, I don't want to be. I don't want to hear all them scary stories and stuff. I don't want to hear. I didn't want that, man. It was too much baggage. A lot of the older women carry too much baggage. So I really wasn't looking for Lisa D. She came up on me, but it worked out. She didn't have a lot of baggage, man. Lisa D had only had like 1 or 2 boyfriends before she met me. So very little baggage, very little preconceived notions about relationships. She was just wanting to learn and be a good girlfriend and now a good wife, So the baggage thing, man, you got to watch out for that. I don't care what age they are. Right, Trey, BobbieD, Lizzie, who we got? Danny Man, what's up, Danny Man? What's up? He said, BobbieD, Lizzie, on the love train. Yeah, man, you riding the train with us today, man. Good to see you. Eddie Jackson in the house, y'all. Eddie Jackson in the house. All my brewers in the house say, hoorah. All my agents in the house say, hoorah. Everybody hit the like button for one time. 1, 2, 3. Chit-your-pie out. Hit that like button. 1, 2, 3. Chit-your-pie out. Hit that like button. 1, 2, 3. Chit-your-pie out. Let's go. Round train, BobbieD, Lizzie, One Nation. Who we got? John Thomas. John Thomas in the house. Big John in the house. Big John in the house. Woo, what's up, Big John? JT in the house. He said, good morning, BobbieD. Good morning to y'all. Good morning to y'all. How y'all doing? Hey, we doing good, man. Hey, John, I hope you got through the storm okay over there, man. I heard about that big storm up in the northeast area. Now there's a storm in the southwest region, and a lot of power is out there as well. So hopefully you got through your storm okay. And then like 8 inches and 9 inches of snow out there. So I think hopefully you got through okay. And people in the southwest area are having trouble now. Ryan Train, BobbieD, Lizzie, One Nation. Who we got? Markel in the house, Markel in the house, Markel in the house. Woo, what's up, Markel? Thank you so much for the donation to the nation. What's up, Markel? You said, have a great day. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that, man. So good to see you. He said, happy, he's retired and happy, but Dillian Markel is a veteran, and he's living in Dillian, disabled veteran, and he's having a good time of his life. I saw your video, Markel. Markel got a new drone. I think it's a new drone. He was looking good, man. He did a video on YouTube, man. You could see clearly all of Dillian. And that zone, and Markel had the latest and the greatest electronic equipment. And you could see that drone, that view was beautiful, Markel. That was a good job you did on that. And the music was bumping, man. All right, let's do it there. Markel around the train, BobbieD, Lizzie, One Nation. Who we got? Come on now. Dancer, don't play with me this morning. Give me no trouble now. I'm by myself here. I don't want no trouble out of you. James, where you at, James? Let's go.
The hardest working man in the business. Yeah. James. I feel good.
Thank you so much, Markel, for the donation to the nation. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Let's go. Ryan, much love, more blessings to you, man. Appreciate your donation to the nation. Let's go. Ryan Train, BobbieD, Lizzie, One Nation. Who we got? Sweetie M's in the house. Sweetie M's in the house. Sweetie M's in the house. What's up, Sweetie M? We got an angel in the house. I forgot to say, angel in the house. Angel in the house. Angel in the house. Woo, what's up, Angel? How you doing, my dear? So good to see you. See you. She said, chit-your-pie, everyone. She said, chit-your-pie, everyone. It's so good to see you, my dear. She said, morning, Love Train team. Morning, Love Train family. Good morning to you, my dear. Hope you're doing well. Sweetie, I said, sorry, chit-your-pie. Sweetie is out there in I think it's Abu Dhabi. She's in Abu Dhabi. She's in OFW. She's got a good family. She's been with the family a long time. She's like part of that family now. And she's itching to come back home. She was blocked. She was going to come home right before the pandemic started, and she got blocked. And then so she's trying to get back where she can get home now. Hopefully things will open up and she'll be able to get home in a little while, maybe between now and the end of the year, and come and see her people. Just come and see her cousin Lisa today. What's up? What's up? Good to see, good to see, good to see. Let's go. Ryan Train, BobbieD, Lizzie, One Nation. Who we got? Michael Coffee needs some coffee. He said, BobbieD, hi. One of the biggest problems in the Philippines, they don't believe in birth control. You won't find it in any drugstores there. No. The reason why they don't do birth control here is because they're Roman Catholics. Roman Catholics don't believe in birth control. That is one of the tenets of the Roman Catholic Church. No birth control. They want you to have no limits on your birth, on your having children. And because they believe this phrase, this passage in the Bible said, the Lord said, be fruitful and multiply, you know? So they don't put no limits on there. You can't put no limits on it. So, you know, in a way that's good, because that means they will never have any genocide. You know, you will always have people born, but in a way it's bad because what happens when you know, in the case we just talking about, some of the children get raped and all that kind of stuff, and you have unwanted pregnancies, you know, and that's not good. You ruin a kid's life. These children I talked to you about are only 10 years old, you know, and they having a kid at 10 years. Can you imagine what that's going to do to their body? They're not even fully developed yet. Can you imagine the strain and stress of having carrying a baby for 9 months on a 10-year-old frame? Anyway, but you have to go by what their rules are here. That's their rules. We have to abide by. Let's go. Roger, everybody. Let's see who we got. Murphy Hayes said, 34 is my minimum. Don't have time to raise anyone's children. I hate you, Murphy, man. That's what, you know what, man, I'm beyond. That's how I thought about it, Lisa D. But because Lisa D was like, she's smart. She's got a lot of intelligence, very intelligent. But a lot of the things you would normally know because she's been sheltered on the province. Lisa didn't have TV until she was 16 years old. Can you believe that? They didn't have her TV in the house till she was 16. So a lot of things you would think she would know about the world in general, no, she didn't know. I had to teach a lot, and still, from time to time, I find things I still got to teach. And I like, I don't do it. Don't want to be nobody teach. You know, but I got used to it. And it's just joy to me now to show her things that she doesn't know, you know, because I find it refreshing. But the age difference, 34, I think that's a good age for most guys. Like you, Murphy, you've been around. You've had some. You don't want to deal with too many young people, because the younger you go, the more energy it takes to keep up with them. Because you keep me going. You keep me going, man. I said, look at him, I'm tired. I need to rest. Let's go. But you know, that part of it can get old after a while. But you know, we deal with each other's ways. I know her ways now. She knows my ways. Sometimes I like to be settled, and I need to focus on what I'm doing for my work. Okay, I don't like to be disturbed, but I'm in a groove. I'm in that creative cycle and just thinking and moving. And don't stop me. And she know that part. So when I'm doing stuff she doing, I know when she's doing the same way, she gets in a groove. Don't mess with her. Because when we disturb each other when we're doing something, then that's when we got some words for each other. But yeah, you get to learn them. They get to learn you, and they know what to do to wait until you get your stuff, and I know what to do until she gets with her. But it works out. Right, Train, BobbieD, Lee, who we got? Sweetie M. She said, "Chichapaya, everyone. Morning, Love Train family. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Chichapaya, Sweetie M." Who we got? Right, Train, BobbieD, Lee. BobbieD, one of the biggest problems. Okay, I'm going up, y'all. Sorry about that, man. I don't know. Let me see. Okay, doctor, I went too far up, y'all. Sorry about that. Michael Coffee, that good. Okay, BobbieD, hello. A good age to date young Filipinos is between 25 and 35 years old. If you go any younger than that, be very, very careful. I didn't date, but I talked to several that were younger than that, and some of them can be very silly. They play silly games. If you get anybody 18, 19, and 20, maybe 21, be ready for some games. They play a lot of games, and most of those, I'll be honest with you, are not serious. They are fascinated with the idea of talking to a foreign person or being around a foreign person, and they're fascinated with the idea that a foreign person is interested in talking to them. And that's as far as it goes. You're just a novelty to them. And if you come and see them, they're gonna hang with you for your multi. When you out of money, you out of them. You out of luck. They don't be bothered. Ryan Train, BobbieD, Lizzie, who we got? Terry Fleming in the house. Terry Fleming in the house. Terry Fleming. Rain Man, what's up, Rain Man? Got a donation for the nation. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, Terry Fleming. Ryan Train, BobbieD, Lizzie, One Nation. We got to find a dancer for Terry Fleming in the house today. Where my dancers at? All my dancers in the house say, hoorah, let's go. Come on, Martin. Do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the original players from the Himalayas. Jerome's in the house. I said Jerome's in the house. Jerome's in the house. I said Jerome's in the house. Come on, girl, let's do the penguin.
All right, let's go.
Time for a beautiful trip on the Soul Train line.
And now a word from the homeless.
Hey, bro.
Huh?
Let me ask you a question, man. Why you ain't changed clothes, bro?
Let me ask you a question. Every time you see me, you gotta ask me a question like you 50 Cent asking people 21 questions.
But, bro, you gotta have some hygiene.
Let me
man.
ask you, any more questions?
You good,
Oh,
bro.
I'm right down what I thought. Have a blessed day.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you so much, Rain Man. More blessings, much love to you, my brother from another mother. And have a blessed day. You know, did the homeless man tell him or did he not tell him, huh? He told him right, tight, long, and short. Mind your business. Stop trying to get in everybody else's business. Mind your business, man. And the man wasn't bothering nobody. He was just coming out the store. He might have had an odor on him, you know, because he wasn't bathing. But, you know, some people don't have it like that. You know, some people just don't have the luxury of, that's like he said, the luxury of washing every day and bathing every day. That's something that they don't have. And so when you find people like that, don't criticize them. Don't abuse them. Try to help them. What the man said when he interviewed him, said, sir, is there anything I can do to help you? Do you need any assistance? Would you like to come to my house and take a bath? Man. Just don't criticize the man because he wear the same clothes over and over. That's some people ain't got nothing but that. You know? So that taught him a big, he tried to come down. He tried to crack on the man. The man cracked on him. Be careful who you talk to because you don't know what story. You don't know their story, man. You don't know their story. You don't know what caused that man to be the shape he's in. He might have been a multi-millionaire and fell down to the ground. You don't know what happened to him. So don't come down on people just because they're homeless. Help them. Let's go. Ryan Train, BobbieD, Lizzie. Murray, what's up, Murray? He said, we all are blessed with talents and just a matter of finding. Yeah, it's about finding out what your purpose is in life. Your purpose will lead to your passion. Your passion will lead to your power. And everything else will lead to you're being perfectly connected and injected in what you're supposed to be doing in your life. When you find a fit, it clicks like that. And it's hard to break it because when you know you should be doing something, nobody can tell you otherwise. Some of you already found your step. You know what, some of y'all may know what it is. Okay. And then there's some of us, we don't have a clue. It's the person that don't have a clue. You need to start getting on it. It's right in front of your face. It's in your mind. It's in your heart. Something you do every day without even thinking about it. That's what your purpose is. That's what your passion is. That's what your power is. That's what your vision is. But you got to find it out. Ryan Train, BobbieD, Lizzie, who we got? Okay, I just did that one. Ryan Train, BobbieD, Lizzie, One Nation. Murray, he said, I want to run for president 2024. Got it for president. You got my vote. You got the love triangle vote. We'll campaign for you. I'll go on the campaign trail for you, man. I said Murphy Hayes is the man. He gonna beat whoever. You probably run up against Donald Trump. Oh no, man. The American people tough. They crazy, man. You have a whole lot of stuff on your hand. Ryan Train, Bobby Lisi. Okay, I just did that one. I'm sorry. I don't know what's one. Okay. All right. Terry Fleming, he said, I want to be a poet, but I don't go back to school with tiny bloopers. No, man. You are a poet if you want to be a poet. That's what your life vision is. That's what your purpose is. Then you are that. You should say, I don't want to be a poet. I am a poet. That's what you should say. Rephrase that statement. I'm a poet, and I know it in that rhyme. I've been a poet all my life. That's what you say. I've been a poet all my life. I've been writing thoughts and ideas and rhyming it down all my life. That's what I do. That's what I am. And now that I'm free and don't have to go on nobody's job, I'm going to be poeting all my life, all my day. When I get ready to poet, I'm a poet on this paper. And keep writing, man. Keep doing your poem, and then start. Once you get a group of them, start publishing your work, man. That's what you're supposed to do. You know, nobody may enjoy your work but you, but you're doing what you know in your heart of hearts that that's what you was called to do. And when you know that, man, I don't care if nobody don't like your poem. You like it, right? And you'll find somebody else that likes it as well because you were called to do that work. And then when you recognize your calling, flow with it, man. Go with it. Roll with it. Let's go. Ryan Train, Bobby Lisi. Who we got? Michael Carver. He's Bobby. Hello. Filipinos younger than 25 years old have many Facebook accounts talking to foreigners, expats from the USA, like the quarter be coming from many men. Man. Once you find one Filipino with one foreigner, usually, not all the time now, they'll have another one because they know that's where the money's at. And who could blame? I mean, can you blame a man? If you're 25 years old and you find it in Georgia wine, you're a Filipino, and you see men looking at you all the time, you know they like you. When you shake your money maker, use what your mama gave you. I mean, if you didn't have nothing, I mean, I would if I was a woman, and that's all I was like, fine, and I needed some more time. I was look out. Hi, sir. But then I wouldn't be. I don't know, but I hope I would not take advantage of the men. Let's go. Ryan Train, Bobby Lisi. Who we got? That's it. Michael Coffee. Okay, he said, Philippines younger. Okay, I just did that, man. That should do that. Okay, I got it. Okay, I know. Hold on, pull it up. I'm gonna pull this up a little bit. That way I can see better. Okay, here we go. All right. Michael Coffee needs some. He said, hello, some of the older foreigners and expats in their 60s and 70s and 80s years of age think they're the only one Filipino has many guys, men on Facebook to talk with. Yeah, they do. They usually do. Because if you're talking, usually, if you find a young Filipino and she's sweet and beautiful, pretty, charming, she's talking to you. Usually, she's talking to somebody else. And what they'll tell you is that they're only talking to you. They had somebody else. And we just broke up that relationship. But they usually got one or two more on the side. They're working you. They're working you. They're getting you ready so you can be another benefactor. And it's pushing them checks and pushing the Western unions every month. You know, and that's how they make their living. They do it on the internet. I told you, it's a multi-billion peso industry out here. Scamming, man. That's what they do. Ryan Train, Bobby Lisi. Michael Carver needs some. He said, Bobby, hi. Don't believe everything the Filipinos tells you online dating. Make sure you make the long distance flight to the Philippines to meet her face to face in person. Yeah, man, you got it. If you have invested 3, 4, 5, 6 months of talking to an individual and you really enjoy that person, why would you not go to see them? I mean, does it make sense not to see them? Only reason you would not is because you don't have the more time, okay? But if you can't save up $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 in 6, 7 months, you got some issues, man. Get you another job, get you a part-time job and a regular full-time. But even if you was working at McDonald's in 6 months to 9 months, let's say a year, you should be able to save at least $2,000. That's all you're gonna need, man. $2,000, $3,000 to go out to the Philippines, have you a nice time, meet your lady, come on back home and get back on your McDonald's and have some fries, please. Right? Have some fries with that shit. Murphy Hayes, that the only way, that's the way we were brainwashed into thinking that white is best and therefore more superior. They started on blacks and early age. Yeah, man, they started that stuff when you was a kid. That's how I was all messed up, man. But when I got liberated in my mind, ain't nothing gonna turn me back, man. I don't care what they say. I'm not going back to the old Bible. When I was a kid, I got liberated, man. I'm free. I'm free from that old stinking thing. Gonna tell me white people better than me. Nah, where you better than me at? Nah. Let's put to a test. That's what I'm saying. Let's test this out. But I tell you what freed me, man, was James Brown's song. And then when I started hanging around the white folks and realizing that the only difference between me and them was the color, skin color, and the way in which we were raised in our cultures, because they had different sayings than us. They talked a little bit different than us. But other than that, as I interacted with them in school, I found out we were the same thing, you know? So that when those two things happened in my life, the song and then dealing with white folks in school, and then when I realized I was smarter than most of them in my class, I was free, man. I was free. I was like, dang, you don't know that? Right, tell you about it, let's see who we got. Michael Coffee, need coffee. He said, BobbieD, hello. Make sure you take the family out to dinner when you come to Philippines. The sisters and brothers will tell you something you didn't know about her. Yeah, when I visited DCD, one of the first things we did was we went home. Because she said, if you don't see my parents, first time I visited, he said, she had to convince me. I said, I'm going to see your parents. So what I got to see them for? I don't come out here to see them. I came all these 1,000 miles there to see you. I don't care nothing about your parents. When I said that, oh Lord. She went off on me, man. You ain't gonna see my parents? Fine. When she said, when a woman said, okay, fine, you get in trouble. She shut down our tempo, everything. Look, let's go. Nah, but it was important that I do that. I didn't realize it at the time because, like Mike's is saying, when you meet the family, you get a chance to interact with them. They tell you stories about her, and you get to learn her better, and also you get to learn her family better. So, and I'm gonna do a story about that. I'm gonna do a show about that. I'm gonna do a story. I'm gonna do a program about that very thing. Maybe tomorrow, very soon. You have to know the family, know who you're getting involved with, know who you're interacting with. Because to be honest with you, the person that you're dating, their family has shaped their life. So you will see some of them in how she interacts, and you will see some of her and how they interact. And so if you meet her family and you see all their family nasty, some of them gonna be right with her. Some of them gonna roll off on her, or you'll see them all being mean and beating, fighting them. You'll be looking at her. So eventually, some of that might be in her. Not totally, but you may find some of that. So always, man, always, it's best to test the family, check them out, let them see you, you see them, and you can get a better understanding of your woman, of your lady. When you see her, you see in a part of them because they raised her, right? Let's go. Ryan Train, BobbieD, DC, One Nation. Who we got? Xander, man, what's up, man? He said, BobbieD, how can a 10-year-old get pregnant and have a baby? Hey, that's a good question. I had that question in mind, but that's what they reported. 2 10-year-old girls. Apparently their cycles, menstrual cycles, were faster because the girls and everybody's growing up faster and the body's metabolizing faster. So they just matured they just matured physically or biologically faster than some women. And that's what happens. Some girls do mature faster when they have their cycles. So that's the only way they could have gotten pregnant if they had their cycles at a very early age. And so they were probably, because they had their 10-year-old mothers, right? Because their mothers are 10, that means they had to have their cycles before 10, right? Okay, because it takes 9 months to have a child. So they had their cycles pretty early, and that happens. You find that around the world. I mean, we don't see it that often, but it does happen. Ryan Train, BobbieD, DC, One Nation. Who we got? James, what's up, Ray? James, what's up, man? How you doing, man? Rhythm Go, coming from the Chi-Town. He said, what's up, love? Hey, man, we doing good, man. Good to see you, good to see you, good to see you. You all right, man? James is doing real good out there in Chi-Town, man. He got his business, man, and he get ready to move out here. He works online. He got a I think it's an English teaching company, teaches English. He works online, and he's going to be moving out here. Last time I talked, he's going to be moving. We're moving out here to his lady's in Lapu-Lapu, and she's a teacher, so they're gonna have a good life, man. We met James and his fiance when we went to Ayala Mall. We went to I forgot the name of the place. We had a nice meeting, man. We had a nice dinner. Oh, Lucy and I had already eaten at Burger King. We waited for them, and then they was already in, and so we walked with them. We just watched them eat while we were eating. We talked. We had a nice time, nice visit. So hopefully when you get back here, we will do it again. Let's go. Ryan Train Bobby, let's see who we got. Anthony Liggins. What's up, man? Ryan Train Bobby, let's see One Nation under One Love. Good to see you, my brother. He said, morning, BobbieD and Lisa and the Love Train family. James Brown said loud, I'm black and I'm proud. Was revolutionary. Prior to that, no one had said such a thing, and it's truly resonated through the black community. Yes, sir. It shook up my world, man. It rocked my world. Mentally, emotionally, and I was dancing to that song for days. If I would sit down, I said, I ain't sitting down, I'm gonna do the James Brown. I was doing the James Brown. I used to do real good James Brown back in the day. I can't do it now. Yeah, man, it changed my life, man. A lot of stuff like that. You'd be surprised how music can change your life. You know what they say, right? About music? Music soothes the savage beast, baby. Yeah, the beast came out of me. When I heard that song, all the beast came out and left me. I was like, I'm free. Yeah, but it resonated with me. I don't know what it is, but I've been a James Brown. I think that's it. Anyway, but my uncle Eddie, he's gone, bless his soul, took me to a James Brown concert when I was a kid, man. And it was at, those of you that know about Charleston, it was at County Hall on, I think it was Cumming Street. I forgot the name of the street. Anyway, he took me there, man, and I saw James Brown one time in person in my life, live. And I will never forget that experience. It was an awesome, y'all seen the little films I played by James Brown? James Brown did the James Brown on one foot. He got it on a good foot. He went from one end of the stage to the other end of the stage on a good foot. And then he came back on a good foot on the center of the stage, and then he did a split. I was jumping up. I've been a James Brown maniac ever since that. Ryan Train Bobby, listen, who we got? Murphy Hayes. Different cultures allow their kids to do something crazy. Yeah, man, they do. If you've been raised like I was, and I didn't get beat. My mama didn't beat me. I was the kind of kid I would listen. She would talk, and I would listen. She would talk. Now, most of the stuff she told me made sense, you know. I just sent me to listen. But sometimes if it didn't make sense to me, she talking about, I do what I want to do, and I paid the consequences. But she didn't. My brother didn't. Be. But some of these cultures out here, if you were raised like I was, somebody talk you and tell you to be sensible, then that's how you're gonna be a sensible person. But if you raised with in a culture where they say, that's Johnny, let Johnny do what he wants. That's what they do out here. They have no, they use very little control of the children. So the children wind up doing anything. That's why they're loud. And if you ever been around a bunch of loud kids, it can be very, very annoying. Here in this neighborhood, we live on a quart. There's two blocks. We block 1 and block 2. We live on block 2. Block 1 is a hell zone. They gonna play with you. Block 1 is a hell zone. Know why? Kids. They got a whole bunch of little kids out there, and they all day, every day. I tell you, I'm so glad we didn't move on that block. But block 1 had the smaller houses, so we didn't want block 1. We wanted the bigger house. We got the bigger house. Cost more money, but it's nice on the side. But what happens is we live in a little circle, cul-de-sac, right? So what happens is the kids from block 1, when they be playing, they come around block 2 playing and running the streets down now. So we get to hear all that noise every now and then. But yeah, that's what happens, man. Kids can make your life a living hell. I'm telling you, man. If they wasn't raised right, if their parents didn't train them right, and then you have to put up with their mess. Nah, I ain't playing that game. I told this D, I said, look here, As long as they don't come on my door with all that craziness, I ain't got no problem. But they come step on my door with that, I'm about to say something. She's don't say no. I said, look, let them step up on my door with all that craziness. I'm gonna say something. Roger, think I'm playing, man. I pay money. We pay good money mortgage on the place. I'm be messing with a bunch of yelling, hollering, baby kids. Ryan Trey Bobby Murray, hey. He said, like soon feeding kids 5 and 6 years old. Yeah, some feeding kids. Yeah, that's too old to be feeding. They need to feed them. When I was 5 or 6 years old, I tied my shoes, wash myself up. All of that my mama taught me. She didn't want me to be no baby. She said, you got to learn. My mama taught me how to teach. She cook, how to clean, everything. She said, because when you get older, son, you're gonna need to know how to do all this stuff. And I know how to do anything in the house. I knew how to do because my mama taught me. But they spoil these kids nowadays. They don't teach them nothing. One of my ex-wife's sisters raised a boy, and the boy was like 8 years old. Couldn't even tie his shoestring. I said, what? He came to visit us for summer, right? He didn't know how to tie. I said, look, man, what's wrong with you? You can't even tie. I had to teach him. I literally sat down and taught him how to tie his shoes. He said, my mom do it for me. And then she said, if you don't tie my shoe, she gave me the shoes that don't need to be tied, and I just put them on my feet. I said, when I heard that, man, I said, you need to tell your sister to let that boy grow up, teach him how to be a man, stop being him how to be a baby. Right, Train Bobby Lacey, who we got? He said, I mean spoon feed. I know, man. Okay, spoon feed. I got you, man. Right, Train Bobby Lacey. Sincerely, Angel in the house, Angel in the house, Angel in the house. Woo, what's up, Angel? How you doing, my dear? So good to see you. She said, have a good day, Lisa D and BobbieD. Blue Ridge, hoorah, angels, hooray, gentlemen, peace and love. Good to see you. Everybody hit the like button. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Chichipaya. Hit that like button. Come on now. Let's hit them likes up. 1, 2, 3. Chichipaya. 1, 2, 3. Chichipaya. Hit them likes up. Let's go. Round turn, Bobby Lisa, One Nation. Who we got? Murphy, hey. He said, sex pets, perverts, pedophiles should be a capital offense. I agree, man. You're messing up when you mess up with a young person's life like that, an innocent person that has no understanding of what you're doing, and you take advantage of their young life. You should be up on some lifetime charges, getting the chair. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. That's because you done messed up somebody's life for good, and you think you gonna sit around and eat off us for the rest. You just want life sentence? Now take them out. Take them out. Round chain, Bobby Lisi, who we got? Mark Anthony, what's up, Mark? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Got a long time no see. How you doing? He said, sorry, I haven't been on in a while, Bobby. Hey, that's all right, man. Long you here. You got on the train today, right? You back, right? Good to see you, man. Long time no see, but now we see. Yeah, so good to see you, brother. Round train, Bobby Lisi. Remember, hey, he said, hello, Angel Sincerely. How are you, my dear? You doing all right? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. Now we treat our agents right on the train. Let's go. Round train, Bobby Lisi. Thank you so much, Mark. Mark Anthony got a donation to the nation. He's a super sticker agent. Nothing wrong with that, man. We got to do it. We got to do a dance for Mark. All right, I'll find me a good dancer. I need a good dancer in the house today. Any good dancer in the house? Y'all ready for duty? Reporting for duty. Who we got? Oh, that's that OG, man. Come on, let's play with me, man. Don't play with me. Let's go, big mama. Sinead.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you. So what you trying to do?
Thank you. Thank you, Lord Mark Daddy. More love, much blessing to you, our brother from another mother. Appreciate the donation to the nation. Thank you so much, sir. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Ron Chain, Bobby Lisi. Sincerely, him. She said, I'm good, Murphy Hayes. How are you, sir? Ron Chain, Bobby Lisi, One Nation, under a groove, one love. He said, Murphy Hayes said, my mother was 42 when she had me. Okay, your mother, she waited a long time. And you came out at the right age and the right time, man. 42 years. She was very mature, and she knew what she wanted to do. You want no guessing with you, Murphy? She meant to have you. I think I don't know if my mom meant to have me or not, but she had me. I was number 7, so she might not want to have. I was number 7, man. I was number 7. I was the last one. And she was like, I don't know if I want to have another one, but she had me. Thank goodness she did. Because I came out a winner, man. Yeah. Right, Trey Bobby Lizzie. Who we got? Sincerely, him. She said, thanks, community. There's community. They don't know their age. No read, no write. Oh, yeah, I read about that. She's saying there's a community that don't know their age and they can't read or write. And that's one of the reasons why. Let me explain this to you. Remember when I talked to you about children that are abused sexually out here, and they have to prove, and they say, well, and the guy, whoever abused the child, said, well, she gave me a consent. She's 12 years old. She gave me consent. It was consensual. This is what happens. A lot of times, the child that was abused, they'll put them on stand. And they don't know their real age because they don't have a birth certificate. And a lot of times they can't read, or the parents. So that's how a lot of the perpetrators are able to get away with doing their abuse on the children, because a lot of them don't know their age. The judge said, the lawyer said, how old are you? I don't know. And they can't prove it. They don't have no birth certificate. If all they'll say, how old are you? I'm 9 years old. Where's your birth certificate? My mama never gave me no birth certificate. I don't know what that is. You know what I'm saying? So that's how they get over on these charges, man. Because a lot of them don't know their age and don't know how can't read. Right, Trey, Bobby, Murphy. Hey, what's up, Murphy? He said my mother had her last child at 47. Your mother was a strong woman, because when you get that age, you won't be pushing out, you won't be popping out them babies. Like, I'm done. I'm done. But yeah, when your mother knew what she wanted when she did that at that age, she was mature. She was able to take care of. When you get to that age and you're still having children, you're able to take care of them and provide for them and care for them properly. If you're 16, 17, 14, 13, 12, and under, you cannot provide. You can't even take care of yourself. You could barely eat your food by yourself, wash your own self up, and you're going to have a baby? Come on, man. People need to grow up. Anthony Legal, what's up, man? How you doing, brother? Good to see. He said, a problem for Americans in the Philippines is the children will run you down and beg for money. There are lots of homeless children in the Philippines, and it breaks my heart to see them living on the streets and begging. Yeah, it does. It breaks my heart too, man. I remember when I first got in, man. Every time I turn around, kids doing like this, or they do like this, because they can't speak English that well, and they be messed up, dirty, and everything, and you feel bad, because you don't. But Lisa D told me quick. She's like, you don't give them no money. I said, what you mean? They need help. Don't give them no money, because if you give money, next thing you know, there's a whole bunch more coming after you, and all of them can't get rid of the money. And then when you give them money, you don't know what they're going to do. But what I would do sometimes is offer them buy food. I said, you want to take your Jollibee? You want Jollibee? Sometimes they would take it, and take that offer, and sometimes they wouldn't. It depends on what the child's purpose was. A lot of children are on the street and are dressed up in that manner purposely to just get your money, and it's a scam. However, there are those that are out there legitimately, and you can tell that there's just no scam with them. Okay, but yeah, on that basis, is a heartbreaking situation, but you have to be careful and use your judgment. Right, Chain Bobby Lacey, One Nation. Who we got? Okay, hold on. This thing ain't working. Okay, I gotta go up. Mark Anthony, he said, I used to hate primary school in Jamaica in the 80s. I used to get that ruler to the hand. I think my teacher loved wrapping tape on that ruler. She wrapped tape on that ruler, make it hurt even more. Yeah, man. I I remember the teacher used to, when I was growing up, and when I was growing up, I was in USA, and back in them days, they used to beat you. It wasn't no slap you like, he was like, they would call it abuse now because they can't do that now. Back in the day, they used to hit you and nothing, you better not say nothing back. But nowadays, you let the teacher. A little boy said, "I wish your MF would." Little boy said, "I wish your MF would." Then they put out their cell phone and say, 911. You say, "Yes, who is this?" "This JoJo." "JoJo, how old are you?" "I'm 8 years old, sir." "Okay, JoJo, where you at? What's going on? How can I help you?" "I want you to lock my teacher up." "Lock her up?" "JoJo, what's wrong with you, Joe? What happened?" "She beat me." "I mean, you mean she beat you?" "She slapped my face, sir." "She slapped your, what she slapped your face for?" "Because I was looking at her too hard. And she didn't like me looking at her too hard. She said, stop looking at me." She slapped me. "What?" "Oh, Jojo, come on, man. What's wrong with you? You okay? Are you sure? Where you at, Jojo?" And then next thing you know, they come and pick your teacher up. Because Jojo done dropped the dime on you. You can't play that game. They can't do that nowadays, man. I'm telling you, man, it's crazy out here. Ron Train, BobbieD, Murray Hayes. They won't know unless you educate them. That's the truth. And it doesn't start at home. Yeah, education. You are, if you're a parent, you are your teachers, you are your children's first teacher. Okay. And so stop trying to push off everything on the school system. School system cannot and will not teach them what you can teach your children. Okay. So what can you teach your children? Number one, you can teach them to be honest. You can teach them right from wrong. You can teach them to be respectful. You can teach them to be clean. You can teach them to be decent. The school system is not going to teach them that. That's called moral values. And that's what we as adults have failed this new generation in teaching a lot of the children these things that they should know and can only get from home. Ryan Train, BobbieD, one nation, who we got? Murray, he said, teachers got physical in those days. Now they will call 911 even on their own. Yeah, man. One of my kids, when I was growing up, they gonna call 911. I say, call them. And when you come out here, I'm gonna deal with it. But yeah, we had to talk through that situation because she's gonna drop a dime on us. Cause she wanted to, what was it? She wanted to go. We was at home. It was a weekend, right? She one of these girls that just always. Now you got a kid that can't sit still, and when it's a weekend and no school, they want to go out and do this, do that. And one of the we normally we would do stuff on the weekends, keep them occupied and all that. One week we don't want to do this. No, we're not doing nothing this weekend. We staying home. And she acted a fool. The girl went and acted a fool. You know what she did, man? She went in her room and she got so crazy. She took her hand and punched a hole in the wall. She literally punched a hole in the wall. I had to seal it back up. I had to go get the putty all of that stuff and seal it back. Man, she got that girl. And now that she's still to this day, she's always been on the wild and crazy side, but she's beginning to settle down. She has 4 children now. She has 4 children, and 2 of them is twins. She got 2 twins, and then she had 2 girls. But she's a what do you call it? People that work with lawyers, legal advice. I don't know. I forgot. But she's a legal assistant. But she was that girl crazy, man. We had to always. She was high sprung, high will, strong will person. Always wanted to have her way, and when she didn't have her way, oh Lord. We had on punishment for about a month for that craziness. Ryan Train, BobbieD, who we got? So she said, at a young age, you will see them working, begging, selling in the streets. Some you would see using drugs, or you would see them using rugby. Rugby? What's rugby? I don't know. You mean playing rugby? Okay. But yeah, you don't. That's another reason you don't give them money. You don't know what they're gonna do with the money, man. Buy drugs. A lot of kids, like you said, a lot of kids use drugs at an early age, but that's all they know. They don't even go to school. School is like, what is that? I don't need that. I'm a street person. I live on the street. I learn on the street. I love on the street. I like on the street. Everything I know is street. I don't need no education. Ain't no school. I live on the street. That's how they do. Ryan Train, BobbieD, who we got? Okay. And I messed up. Okay, Remember, he said, there was a teacher in the New Orleans area got a 14-year-old pregnant, and he skipped town. I don't know if he was there found. Okay, that happens, man. Teachers mess up too. They're human like everybody else. Ryan Train, Bobby, Murphy, he said, I like being number one. I understand you won't be number one. No, you won't be number one all the time. But when you do get number one, you celebrate it. You give yourself a pat on the back if nobody else does, because it means something to you, whether it means something to somebody else or not. It don't matter. It's what it means to you. Okay, Ryan Train, Bobby, Lizzie, who we got? Rhythm goes. He said, hello, Bobby and Lisa. Hope you two are doing well. Looking forward to seeing the Philippines opening. I hope so, man. I'm getting ready to do another update on the travel stuff very soon. I'll probably do it today. They keep opening it up little by little by little, gradually. And I think just one day, and I actually think now it's going to be sooner than the second half of this year, because they keep just increasing it gradually. And so they're just gonna spring it on us one day, and it's gonna be wide open. But it'll be really awesome if they do that. Ryan James, Bobby, Lizzie, who we got? Marinelle, what's up, Marinelle? How you doing, my dear? So good to see you. That's Cecilia. She said, Chichi Fire coming to us from Facebook. Good to see you, my dear. Ryan James, Bobby, Lizzie, Michael Coffin, Lisa. He said, Bobby, hello. Vaccines are from the COVID-19 coronavirus, Pfizer, American, Moderna, American, AstraZeneca, UK, Swedish, Denmark, Sinovac, Chinese, Sputnik, Russian, Novavax, Chinese, Japanese, from Russia. Okay, it's a lot of vaccines out there. We have a lot more choices than we did maybe 6 months, 3 months, 4 months ago, and it's going to get even better as we go. What the vaccine makers are doing now, they have to do some reformulations to go back and reformulate and give their vaccines a boost, get a booster, because now we have what? Variants. And the variants is what's causing a lot of the nations to do what? Lockdown again, okay? If it wasn't for the variants, man, we'd have a lot of nations opening up. So let me give you a little information on the strategy as far as opening up. Let me get some drinks. One minute. Okay, let me give you some information as far as the strategy for opening up, on which the Philippines has. The Philippines is going to open up on a gradual basis. As you see, every few days, more, eventually open. One of the reasons behind that strategy is they have to keep up with competing nations. What do you mean competing nations? What do you mean? What you mean? Competing nations, man. Competing nations for what? Tourist dollars. Make sense? Who's one of the main competitors for the Philippines? Thailand, man. And Thailand is doing what? Same strategy. They're gradually opening up, and I think they're a little bit ahead of the Philippines. I think I heard they were opening up patio, and then when the variants came out, they had to shut it back down. But they have to. They're competing for those dollars, and they have lost so much revenue, man. It's a shame. And so they have to try to open it up as quickly as they can. At the same time, maintain a little bit of self-awareness for the virus, not to spread again like they used to. So it is a balancing act, and they're doing the best they can. Ryan Train, Bobby Lizzie, Michael Coffin, he said, Bobby, hi. Vaccine rates, effectiveness, Pfizer 96%, Moderna 94, AstraZeneca 93, Sinovac 92, Sputnik 90, Novavax 85. Okay. You left out one in that group, Johnson Johnson. Well, I was looking for the Johnson, baby. What's up with that? What's up? Ryan J. Bobby, we got Mary Hayes here. Hello, Amy. How you doing, my dear? So good to see you. Ryan J. Bobby, Lizzie, Michael Coffin. He said, Bobby, hello. John, okay. He said, Johnson Johnson has an effectiveness of 94%, one-shot cycle. CDC, FDA should be cleared by the end of the month. Okay, I hope they can get out of there, man. They had put Johnson Johnson down for some clinical trials here. I don't know if they stopped it or what, but when that's what I'm looking for, man. I'm looking for the Johnson Johnson. I'm gonna take that shot, and I'm still gonna wear my PPE when I don't want to be taking 2 shots. I don't want to do that. I want 1 shot. Who want to be sick twice to take and you be sick? Because when you take the shot, you're gonna have a little bit of fever. Might have a little bit of fever. Might have some headaches. A little bit of like flu, something, but it ain't gonna be nothing like COVID. But that's what it does. It has to give you those feelings so that it telling your body when you see these symptoms, get antibodies. Antibodies. That's what it's telling you. Fight it off with antibodies. So it's a good thing when you do get a little illness when you get the shots. Ryan Train, BobbieD, Lisi, One Nation. Who we got? Murphy Hayes. He said, I'd rather have someone sheltered and well trained, well raised, than to have someone worldly wise and badly raised. Lisa was blessed. Yeah, she is. And she was blessing to me, man, because she actually taught me more than I've taught her about life and how to deal with people in this country and the things that these people are into and the cultural side effects, cultural shocks that normally freak me out. But she enlightened me a lot. But yeah, I would rather have somebody that's down to earth, basic, and easy to deal with, rather than somebody that's going to be sophisticated and try to swindle you and stuff like that. But that's what happens. People, you have two types of people. You have the people that are basic, simple, easy to please, and then you got these fine looking mamma jammas, like they come out the model catalog and all like that, and all they want is your money. They'll trick you and fool you, and they think they want you. They want your money. So I take the simple life any day. Ryan James, BobbieD, Lisi, who we got? Michael Coffin. He said, Bobbie, remember, Pfizer and Moderna, 2-shot cycles. You must take them both to fight against the COVID-19. But yeah, I know. I don't want 2 shots. I want one. I want that Johnson Johnson if I can get it. Amen. But if they don't come out, if the Johnson Johnson don't come out here, I might have to go to USA and get it, because that's what I'm gonna do. And if I go to USA, it'll be free. Out here, I have to pay. Ryan Train, BobbieD, Lisi, Murphy Hayes. He said that homeless guy shut him down. Yeah, he said, why you ask me all those questions like 50 Cent? You gotta ask me 21 questions. He said, man, you need to mind your business. That's what they do. People need to mind their business, man. The man wasn't bothering nobody. He was just coming out the store. He said, I'm top of it, man. You need to learn about hygiene. Hey, man, come on, man. Leave people alone. I'm gonna show you this. Hold on. Let people do what they want to do. Leave people alone. Stay out of people's business and mind your business. That's the main thing in life. Hold up and see. One thing you need to know, a person's action will tell you everything you need to know. Yeah, he asked the man some crazy questions, so that tells us about him. He's a busybody, and he is not minding his business. Mind your business, man. And also, you understand, don't worry about what I'm doing. Worry about why you're worried about what I'm doing. He needs to worry about why he was worried about the man's hygiene. He don't even know that man. He tried to embarrass him when he really actually embarrassed himself. Sit down, shut up, leave people alone. Mind your own business. Stay in your lane, okay? Y'all remember that. Stay in your lane, man. If you want to keep yourself tight, right, long and strong, stay in your lane. Ryan Train, BobbieD, Lisi, One Nation. Oh, no, I messed up, y'all. Okay, I don't got. Oh, yeah. Okay, I gotta go down. Okay, here we go. Michael Coffin. He said, BobbieD, hi. Our cases and deaths are going down here in the USA, Cali, because the nurses are giving out a lot more vaccines to the elderly. Okay, that's a good thing. That means that the USA is slowly and surely coming up out of this crap, this mess. Murphy Hayes, you never know who those homeless people are or who they were. So be respectful. Yeah, man, you gotta respect everybody, man. I don't care who it is, man. If they treating you respect, they're not bothering you. When they cuss you out, done that. You got you ain't got the best for that. Well, they're not messing with you. They're not trying to cuss you out. Leave them alone with it. What's it to you? You can't mess with the man for no reason. Michael Carter said, BobbieD, hello. Us nurses in the USA, Cali, giving out COVID-19 vaccine shots at Dodger Boulevard Park, Inglewood, English ballpark, Orange Ball. Okay, all right. So they're doing it at the ballpark. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Robert Lee, what's up, man? How you doing, Robert? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see ya. Robert Lee. He said, greeting, BobbieD and Lisa. How's everything? Where's Lisa? Lisa just went out. She had to do some errands this morning. I was supposed to go with her, but it's nice. I got to do show. Can't go. So she be I thought I saw her car, but that wasn't her car. The neighbors. But she went out. She had to go to the bank and do some other stuff. Then she had to make arrangements. I think she's gonna do the food drive maybe next week. So she's still working on that. But I couldn't go with her. That's what she had. Good to see you, Robert. Ryan Train, BobbieD, Lisi. Remember, he said my second Filipina didn't know her exactly. Yeah. To be honest with you, you'll find that quite often, especially in the problems. In fact, Lisa D's mom don't know her exact birthday. She never had a birth certificate. They recently got her about 3 years ago. They recently got her a birth certificate, and the government just had to estimate and give her a date of birth. They didn't. She doesn't know her exact age to this day. She don't know how old she is, because when she was born, she wasn't born in the hospital. She was born at home, and her mom's still living to this day. She's bedridden now, but her mom never took to the government and get a birth certificate, nothing. So it's a long drawn out story, but that happens a lot here. All right, guys, that's it. That's it for now. All right, let's go out closing. And thank you, everybody that gave today. Thank you so very much, man. You are much appreciated. Much love. More blessings to you. Okay, appreciate it. Thank you so much for the donations. All right, so we're gonna do our closing comments here today. I didn't do it the last time, so I got to do it today. Hold on, let me see where we at. Okay, here we go. Thanks for joining us. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Our Facebook fan page is called Philippines Connection. Please like the page. You can also follow us on Instagram at BobbieD Life in the Philippines. Look in the video description for more video information. If you're viewing the live stream as a recorded replay, I'll only ask you, because we get a little more ching if you do so, okay? Also, if you wrong one, sorry. If you are okay, here we go. We have a free Android app on the Google Play Store called Philippines Expat Lifestyle. Download and enjoy all of our YouTube videos without going through the YouTube app. And if you're a veteran, you can call 1-800-827-1000. Call this for veterans information as of January 1, 2020. All veterans with a VA card will have access to benefits. All right, and we ready to do our closing clips. We out, man. We got to go. We got to go, man. We can't stay all day. We got that tomorrow. We got to go right now. All right, let's get our closing clip. Hold on. I got to find it, y'all. Let's see. Where you at? Okay, here we go. Closing clips.
A towering presence, run like the wind. Be a king or a queen. Life in the Philippines.
All right, guys, it's been real. We got to go. This is BobbieD saying take care, God bless, and peace. See you next time.